important election in history.
More on the line today, Jim, than has ever been.
I just can't wait until I'm done hearing the talk about how everyone is saying that Trump is responsible. We don't like each other because of him. He's made everybody nasty. Just shut up.
Wow, that's not. I mean, if he wins, that's going to keep going for another 4 years.
We had a civil war. Fucking
It's
Vietnam.
over?
People hated each other.
I thought you meant like right now.
It's just such childish. Everyone thinks the time they're living in is like the war. The 60s were much worse than this. Much more violent.
Cuban Missile Crisis, that was tough.
But that wasn't internal. That was like...
Yeah, but we were real close to nuclear war then.
I think so.
Cold War was bad.
Cold War was very
Height
bad.
of the Cold War.
But I mean, like, how many? Martin Luther King Jr., Malcolm X, both Kennedys.
Yeah.
Constant assassinations, fucking riots.
Left and right.
Hating soldiers when they came back from Vietnam. I mean, it was into the 70s. It was very violent and tumultuous. So let's not act like this is the worst. It's a little shitty, but it's not the end of the world. Just fucking stop it.
And the mistrust of the government, Watergate, all that stuff. That
started
was like,
then, yeah.
Yeah, that was like the foundation kind of crumbling down.
I think so, yeah. Yeah, Vietnam and that. But it's like this thing.
Yeah, Vietnam was a big one because that was one where it was like war was such almost like a patriotic thing. And then that was the first time they realized like, oh, we shouldn't have ever been there.
Yeah, there's this weight people are putting on this. He's to blame. Or don't blame her either. It's just stupid. We are who we are. Has nothing to do with them. By the way, those two are there because of who we are. So stop fucking kidding yourself into thinking that we're this great culture who is made mean to each other by two mean people or one mean guy. It's just childish.
It was a pretty brilliant sketch on SNL this weekend because John Mulaney was the host. And it was, he was like a contestant on a game show where you just have to name a person. And John Mulaney played this guy that was like so into the election. It's the most important election of our time, blah, blah, blah. And they were like, okay, name this person. And it's like the head of the DOJ, name this person. And it's like whoever it was that was prosecuting Trump, he was like, that's a hero who doesn't need to wear a cape. Like, really into everything going on. And then the host goes, he goes, okay, and for $10 million, this person ran as the vice president to Hillary Clinton in an election that you said 8 years ago was the most important election of our time. What's his name? And the dude walked out. Like he was actually there at SNL. And the whole bit was like, nobody knew.
Right, Tim Kaine, right?
Yeah, you nailed it. I didn't know. I didn't know who he was.
You kidding, right?
Nope.
No.
You know Tim Kaine?
No.
In that second, when I'm watching the show, I was like, I don't know that guy's name.
Nope. Nope. That was the whole bit. Nobody knew his name.
It was so funny.
The audience did not know his name. None of us knew his name. And then they had him come back out at the end of, like, 2 minutes later to be like, okay, what's his name? And everybody was like, no, I forgot again already. But it was just like this display of yes, right now, you're convinced this is the most important thing ever, but 8 years ago, you were also, and we're still just here, kind of cycling. You know what I mean? It's not like better, worse, things happen, we survive, but we're still going through that same sort of
because we're the same
spiral.
That's like, I don't know how people don't put it together. We are the same. Like, Trump didn't make himself be there. Like people vote in people who make these things happen. People have the power to vote people out. Like they have the power to vote their representatives. Exactly.
Right, 4 years ago.
But this whole helpless thing of how he's made, it just drives me crazy. If everyone wants to alleviate who we are by blaming this guy or that, and it's like, no, it's our nature. We're shitty to each other. We're selfish. Stop fucking pretending it's their fault. It's not their fault. We could fix it if we really wanted to.
That's true. People don't like looking at the sort of bigger societal things that are happening because it is much easier to just go, well, this is why it's this. Here's the villain.
Yeah, we all do. Like, of course I do it too, but when it just drives me crazy when people are blaming him because we're uncivil. It's like, shut the fuck up. We have been uncivil to each other for decades and decades, and then you go through periods of niceness, and then we'd be uncivil. But just stop pretending that we were this fucking agree to disagree, and then all of a sudden this monster came along and made us behave badly. Drives me crazy.
Right. He's the symptom.
He's just one
of the disease.
Just a guy. You can ignore him. You can ignore him. You don't have to engage that way if you don't want to.
Right. Right. We'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, I'm going to vote.
You are?
Mm-hmm.
Who are you voting for?
Probably independent. I can't vote for her because I think she sucks, and I can't vote for him because of Clarence Thomas and the Supreme Court. Like, I don't want a conservative Supreme Court for the next fucking, like a younger Clarence Thomas being put in.
Yeah.
And then it's 6-3 for fucking, next 15 years.
Right.
Kind of annoys me.
Yeah, sure, for sure. But you don't know which independent.
No, I don't care.
You're just going to kind of mow it?
It's just, if there was a Democrat that I kind of liked, I would absolutely vote for them. But I just cannot stand her.
Yeah. Yeah, I think there are definitely people in the same camp as you.
Yeah.
I feel like this one is less tense than 2016.
Because we've been through the worst of it.
That's what I feel like.
And he's not leaving office at this point. He's still trying to get it. So
yeah, I think it's less tense than 2022.
I think you're right.
The idea of like there was a tension in either trying to get him out of office or trying to keep him in office, and then the January 6th and all this stuff. I feel like it's not as tense as all that.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, I think so.
That's the vibe you get.
I don't feel tense.
I think that there's more people too exhausted by the whole thing. This is now the third election cycle. We thought we were going to get exhausted by another. It's so weird. It takes us so long to kick out of anything. Like, and maybe that's because there's no good candidates ever. But like before Trump, everybody was like, "You got to be fucking kidding me with another Bush-Clinton thing," because that's what we thought it was going to be. And now it's like, for the third election cycle, it's 12 years. We're doing another, like, Trump versus politician tense thing. Like, it's just the same. We can't just do it for one election cycle.
It's boring.
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
We move like slugs. We move in decades only.
Yeah. Yeah, that's very true. Very slow. I think Ted Cruz's election is today, too.
Oh, are you voting for Ted?
I mean, it's funny. It's Texas, and it's none of my business, but I really hope that Allred stomps him. He won't. I think Cruz will win, but I think they're too dumb to vote him out. But
is it like the devil you know versus the devil you don't type of thing, or do you not follow enough to know?
I don't follow enough to know. Allred I thought did well in the debate against him. I watched clips of the debate, but
he did poorly, right, in the debate?
Who?
Ted Cruz?
No, he's a good.
He did it right.
Again, he's a Harvard lawyer. He's a very smart guy. He's not a dummy, and he's a pretty good debater.
Yeah, but he grew that chin strap beard to make people think that he had facial.
Yeah. He really does. His head is just collapsed. His head looks like the first frame of when they implode a hotel.
Yeah, that's right.
And it just kind of fucking caves in.
Yeah, it starts to cave in towards the top.
Yeah, the chin goes into the neck.
It's right before the sound has carried over.
Yeah, so I hope that Allred beats him. The abortion thing really annoys me.
Yeah.
It really fucking annoys me.
It does feel like a step backwards.
Yeah.
It's kind of nuts.
Tumble down a hill.
That's right. I was being polite.
Yeah.
Mike,
I was raped. Well, got to keep it.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
It's God's will.
Good stuff.
You know, God's will and all. Mike in Florida.
What's going on there, Daddy and the boy?
Hello, sir.
What's up?
Just checking in one more time before the most important election of any lifetime.
That's true. That's true. I've talked to my kids about that. I want you to know that once you guys are legal voting age, that's all well and good, but it will never be as important as today.
This transcends all space and time.
That's
I
right.
hope you realize that.
That's right.
So, Sam, who are you voting for? Come on, let's go. We got to know.
I appreciate the question, but as important as it is, I remain undecided. I'm going to do some research this afternoon and then hopefully come to a conclusion. But, yeah, I got to tell you, if you line up to vote today and I am standing in front of you, be prepared to wait, because I'm going to be sitting in that booth looking at those choices.
Deciding.
I'm going to be deciding. This is Decision 2024, and, man, my prediction is I'm going to get in that booth and I'm going to have to make that call. It's going to be tough. It's going to take me a very long time. So if you're waiting to use the booth after me, good luck.
Well, I appreciate your candor on that, and I've enjoyed our political discourse over the last several months. It's going to surprise you, but I'm leaning Trump today. I think I think I'm going to go Trump.
Wow.
I am, yeah.
Well, the fact that Trump has been able to win, of all people, Mike in Florida.
The fact that he won your heart, Mike, after these tough 4 years, he's earned it.
I'm going to really consider that in my decision, too. I mean, if Mike was able to be convinced.
You've got to take into account the coalition he's building, and he's really putting together a good ground game, and he's captured my imagination. So I appreciate that.
Hey, is Florida a swing state? Are you guys one of the swing states?
Absolutely not. Trump is going to win by 10 points at least.
What are the swing states? I know it's Ohio, Michigan. Right, what? Ohio, Michigan,
Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania. What's
not
the
Ohio? Ohio is not a swing state. He's going to win Ohio by 7 points. It's going to be Pennsylvania, Wisconsin, and Michigan. And if Pennsylvania doesn't cheat, we'll know tonight that he won. If they do their bullshit nonsense where they're like, no, we need 7 more days to count the votes, then you'll know there's some fuckery afoot.
Sounds like rhetoric.
Take care, fellas.
Thanks, Mike.
Yeah, the Pennsylvania DA was not having it. Did you hear his statement?
I did not, no.
Did you hear that one? I think it was the DA, right?
AG?
Who was it?
The AG of Pennsylvania?
Oh, are you saying no that you didn't see it?
I didn't hear it.
Oh, okay. I think it was the DA.
Is there a DA of Pennsylvania? That'd be
or maybe the
Attorney General
the
is Pennsylvania.
Philly.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it's the Philadelphia DA.
Yeah, 'cause I think they're kind of regional.
He said F around. You mean per district?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, you're right. You think he said
6. Wait, sorry, Sam.
No,
Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, Nevada, North Carolina, okay, so there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 7. Yeah, I know it changes, but I like a good swing state. I respect it.
Yeah, during you
don't know where it's going to go.
Bush Gore, Florida was the big swing state. Yeah. The Philadelphia DA, he said F around and find out.
I mean,
he's being serious.
Just the fact when they try to use these pop culture references and make it just be the old guy.
He wants the youth to know too.
Be the district attorney. District attorney's not supposed to be fun at the podium.
Speaking legalese.
No one. Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Don't try to talk to us in language we understand.
We know that language. You're there because you know legalese.
You have a police captain standing behind you. We get it. We know what you do for a living.
Yeah, I'd love to.
I want people to be reassured that when they get up tomorrow to go vote, if they have not voted already, that everybody in this city is working and has been working for months to make sure that there will be nothing tough about that experience and nothing to fear in that experience. But I also want to be clear, anybody who thinks it's time to play militia, F around and find out.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, he said
anybody who thinks it's time.
What, you thought I was saying F, for effect.
No,
he said F.
Oh, that's even worse.
Yeah.
F around and find out.
F around.
Fuck on TV.
No, but it's just the idea. Don't
say it.
Don't use the abbreviated euphemism. Say something else.
Yeah, but how about we're prepared for any and all options,
exactly.
and this will be a peaceful process.
Or cunt around. Just say that.
That you can say.
Sure, cunt around and find out.
Yeah, that's the new thing. See around and find out. What does that stand for? Oh.
Yeah.
To insult, to deride, to mistreat, to threaten people, F around and find out.
My man.
We do have the cuffs, we do have the jail cells, we do have the Philly juries, and we have the state prisons.
We're lock that ass up.
So if you're going to try to turn an election into some form of coercion, if you're going to try to bully people, bully votes or voters, you're going to try to erase votes, you're going to try any of that nonsense.
He loves this moment.
Yeah.
We're not playing. F around and find out.
How many times did he say it?
That's right. We're not playing, dude. F around and find out.
He said that a lot.
All right, well, you know what happened?
F around and find out. Only an idiot abbreviates a letter for a curse. It's a baby boy thing to do. It's a stupid...
Especially when it's not necessary.
Yeah.
I get it because he's on TV, but in any other instance, it's
the sign of a truly stupid person. A weak-minded...
It's unnecessary.
You know what it is? It's a simple-brained idiot.
Yep. And what a stain on the profane reputation of Philadelphia.
Yeah.
He can't say the word
That's
fuck
right.
like some kind of pussy.
That's right. Who is it? Wasn't that the mayor of Philly that we love, the crumb bum guy?
That was Oh my God!
You're a real crumb bum.
Yeah. He was a
That's what he should have been like. I want to send a message to all the real crumb bums out there.
Rizzo. It's Frank Rizzo.
Frank Rizzo.
Yeah, I remember
Frank Rizzo.
I remembered that because I knew the Jerky Boys used it.
Yeah.
I went back and listened in my head for a second. That's how I remembered Frank Rizzo.
Yes, Frank Rizzo.
He is the best.
Yeah, you're a real bum. You're a crumb bum.
I'll take the two of you. I'll take the three. Me against the three of you.
Yeah, this is the guy.
And he meant it.
That I would listen to.
Yeah, this guy's the best.
Can you imagine if he said, "Hey, I'm not playing. F around and find out."
Was he the mayor of Philly? He was, right?
I think he was the mayor of Philly.
I was a police chief.
I think he was the mayor.
Oh, he's the best.
Listen,
you're a crumb creep. I want to fight you. But you don't have the courage. You're a real crumb bum. Put that on camera. You're a creep. Get away from me.
Well, sir, I'm on the public street. I should be authorized to be here.
I'll break it over I'll break it over your head. Get away from me, you crumb.
There is a
You're a crumb creep coward. I want to fight you.
That's how you talk to somebody.
Because you're a crumb creep lush coward.
You don't even know me, Mayor.
You are a lush. I can tell by looking at you.
He's a lush.
I was a cop all my life, and I know a lush when I see one, and you're a lush. You're a creep. Get away from me, crumb.
And you could tell, like, even in that older stages, like the way he's pointing, like that's a big fucking first guy through the door cop.
That's somebody who you would find out if you were to F around.
That's fuck around and find out.
Yes.
Without him having to say it.
Yes.
Yeah. Crumb bum.
Yeah.
He throws you through a window.
No, the Philly DA energy was more like he heard his nephew say it the day before.
Yeah.
You know, he was like, "Oh, fuck around and find out." That's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're not playing. Oh, not playing. That's okay.
Yeah, stop trying to use younger vernacular. Just be the guy you are. You're a fucking older man. You're the district attorney.
You don't need cool points.
You don't get them.
No, you'll never get them.
No.
We
will not be tolerating any misdeeds. There you go.
Yeah.
Everyone knows what that means.
That's right. With a police officer standing behind you?
A captain or whatever the fuck the guy was.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. People are going topsy-turvy. This is the moment, though. For a lot of people, like, this is their moment. It's not unlike sports. Nobody wants to say it, but it's not unlike sports where people go like, okay, postseason, I've got this is David Tyree. If I can catch that ball on my helmet, I can make a whole career out of it. I can write a book. I can do a whole thing. Everybody wants to have their moment.
Yeah. Maybe Camel will go down with a leg injury that is worse than they initially thought.
He's saying maybe after signing a huge ill-earned deal. Yeah. You'll suck and then get hurt. It's just perfect. I mean, it's a pretty good summation.
Yep.
Of what's been a season so far.
It's just
for our boy Dak Prescott.
I mean, I hate Jerry Jones. I don't hate Dak Prescott. I just think I don't hate him. But Jerry Jones, I despise.
You hate Jerry Jones.
Despise him.
I mean, a lot of Cowboy fans would agree with you.
Yeah.
He makes terrible. Apparently, he seems to make terrible decisions.
He wants to be Steinbrenner,
right?
But it's like he's not. He doesn't make the savvy enough decisions. Steinbrenner was a big mouth and would fucking always in the press, but he would get the best players, and then Billy Martin would do what he did.
Well, you have to have numbers that back up that attitude.
Right.
You can't just decide.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to be like that guy. Well, you don't have the numbers to back it up. You don't have the record.
Yeah. Jimmy Johnson must be so fucking satisfied deep down that the last time they won, even though it was Barry Switzer, it was his team. He's got to feel good about that.
Yeah, like one of those things where he enjoys hearing.
Oh my God,
Jerry Jones get
put
over the coals. Quarterback Dak Prescott is slated to miss multiple weeks. That's as far as they'll say. Multiple weeks with a hamstring injury sustained during Sunday's game against the Falcons. And the Cowboys beat the Falcons, yes?
No, they lost by some.
Oh, they lost by just a little?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, touchdown.
Yeah, it was like 20. Was
27-20?
27-21.
No.
They lost the game, but they also lost their quarterback.
Well, Sam, I don't know if CeeDee Lamb's going to come back healthy either. So they might have lost the only two things that could possibly have kept their offense afloat.
What happened to CeeDee Lamb?
he went down. It looked like something happened to his shoulder when he hit the ground, and then he stayed in the game because it was so close. And then it looked like further shots to the shoulder kept making it worse and worse. They usually Wednesday is usually when the injury report comes. The official injury report starts to come out.
Don't worry, Prescott spoke to reporters after Sunday's game, explaining that this injury sensation was not one that he's felt before. It's usually a bad sign.
Yeah, pulled hamstring's a fucking nasty one because you can't flex at the knee, which when you run, you have to flex the knee to accelerate off the ground. So even walking is incredibly difficult if you've ever popped a hamstring.
Yeah. And that's the moment that it happened we're looking at right now. Oh, that's CD's injury.
Yeah.
CD's nuts. Thanks, man.
He just dropping a pass. Could have been a touchdown.
And,
Yeah, that could have been caught. Did they score on that drive?
I can't imagine his feet were...
Well, I mean, was there a play or something after that?
After that. Oh, yeah.
No, I don't think so. I think that was after they had... No, they scored another touchdown after this.
But I mean, not in this particular...
No.
Okay.
So they lost both players in this game?
And the drop the ball. Drop the pass.
Yeah, that looks like it might be a separated shoulder.
Oh.
Which is also incredibly painful.
Yeah, I would imagine. That's all right. Cooper Rush going in. Probably.
I mean, it's such a relief to not be wrapped up in it. Oh.
Yeah.
The hours of agony had to save me.
And
rage.
Is there anything, because you're not emotionally invested, does it make you feel good at all to be right?
No, I mean, I don't want to see Dak get hurt. Like,
but just in the more sort of broad strokes. Yeah, this is why I said I wasn't getting involved.
No, I'd rather see them do well and then get caught up in it again. Like I did with the Yankees, I was like annoyed again. I was like, "What the fuck?" And then it goes away.
Yeah,
because I don't care that much. I kind of like that. So if they were doing good, and I was wanting to see them play. I'm like, yeah, that's fun. So I'm not rooting against them.
No,
I just don't give a fuck. It's a huge. There's so much more space in the day. When you're not angry about sports, like I would get angry.
Right.
It would wreck my fucking week.
So it's not even just the time spent watching games. It's the time spent emotionally invested.
Ruminating over the poor performance or the dropped pass.
Right. That would have haunted you.
Yeah. Yeah, it would have.
Man.
Well, that's a wrap for them.
You think so? Is it a wrap?
I mean, it was a wrap for them over the off season when they fucked around with their two best
after
players.
Round. We would say
after round. Yeah. After round.
We're being heard in
Dallas,
Philly,
not Philly.
Oh, gotcha.
Look, everybody else was doing what you do in the off season. Jerry decided to come out and say the guys are going to have to do more with less this year.
Did he really say that?
Yeah. He said they're going to have to do more with less.
What a fucking douchebag.
Well, they're running short on cash, right?
They have some money sitting around.
Okay.
It feels like they were just treating this year as a soft rebuild. So I don't know what...
Very soft.
It's so hard to get inside of fucking Jerry's head. I think what he does is he spends on a couple of big-name players on either side of the ball so he can keep asses in the seats. But there's no commitment to, like... team building. Like, you feel like
he should work here.
Kansas City.
He should literally run Sirius XM.
Same strategy.
We're going to go out and get us a big podcast.
Couple of big podcasts, we should be good.
Yeah. We're not going to have any defense.
What about the day-to-day? No.
We don't need that.
As long as we got some asses in the seats.
Yeah.
Kansas City, who's awash in riches as far as their roster goes, just keeps going out and adding guys.
Right.
They continue to get good players. The quarterback's been struggling, so they got him another receiver.
Mahomes has been struggling?
Yeah, this might actually shock you, but going into this week, he had fewer touchdowns and more interceptions than Dak Prescott.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
What's their record? They're doing great.
Undefeated.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So you can survive.
That's a championship team,
You can survive middling quarterback play if you build a roster around it.
Yeah.
They were down at one point yesterday, right? And had to come back?
They were losing 7-3.
Yeah.
And then there were like a series of turnovers right before the half.
Yeah. Plus, they say for Kansas City, I think that some of the most valuable members of the team are the referees, right?
People on social media will tell you that.
They do. I love the tweets about like, oh man, what a team, and they're like, no, the referees are on the team.
It's whoever is successful in the NFL is only doing so because of the officials.
It was the Patriots for
quite some time. I don't know what caused them to shift their allegiance.
That's a good question. I should investigate that.
The money.
Okay, that's a good observation, man. It's well thought through. Great contribution to the conversation. Glad you're here.
Boo.
Yeah. I mean, I do get what you're saying, Jim, about not being emotionally invested. It is fun to be able to watch as a fairly new NFL watcher who I don't have any specific. I mean, if I have money on a game, I want a team to win, or there are games where I'm like, I'd like that team to win, but I don't have a lifelong commitment to any particular team, so I'm not having my heart broken.
Right.
I'm just kind of getting to laugh along and follow all the stories.
Yeah. Money. Oof. Yeah.
Yeah, nope. Tough to take out of that one.
Yeah.
No.
So it's nice to not be stressed about it or angry. Because I see how fast I fall back into it. Like, the second I locked back in for a minute, I'm like, I care about what they're doing.
Sure.
All of a sudden, I'm angry again.
Yeah.
I don't enjoy it. Like, and maybe that's just stupid. I don't get mad at UFC. I don't get angry when those guys lose. Like, sometimes I'll want one guy to win, and I'll be mad at the referees, if the judges make a bad decision. But it's not the same thing. Like, it comes right off the next day.
And just the way UFC works, there's so much turnover that you generally don't grow up with a franchise.
Oh, by the way, it's not this weekend. It's the weekend after. Okay, because of course I'm away. The Friday Tyson's fighting, the Saturday Jones Stipe, and here at the Garden, I'll be in Stroudsburg.
You mean Stroudsburg?
Yeah. It's good stuff. Good choice.
John Jones Stipe is at the Garden?
Yeah.
Oof, that'd be a good one to go to.
You bet it would be.
And you'll be in
Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania.
Stroudsburg.
Yeah,
That's cool.
And I probably would be able to go.
Yeah, of course you would.
Well, you never know. I mean, New York's a tough one.
Yeah, but people love you.
Oh.
Yeah, of course you would.
Well, you never know. I mean, New York's a tough one.
Yeah, but people love you.
Oh. People are used to me.
Hey, good news.
Dane is loyal.
You want?
He's a good guy.
People are used to me. Good news is you won't have to worry about the ask.
That is true.
You'll be in Stroudsburg, watching on your phone.
If I go by myself, it's very easy because there's just one ticket. There's times where I do. It depends on where I am.
Sure.
Oliveira, Chandler, the co-main, they're fighting again. It's a great card. But that's Jones, Stipe.
That's a huge fight.
It's one of the bigger ones, yeah. And I'm happy for both of those guys, especially Stipe, who's waited. So, yeah. But anyway, I don't get so mad at this. Like it's fun to watch. I love watching it, and I don't react the same way I do to team sports. I don't know why.
I mean, I think it's because, like I said, like you're not going to. By definition, you're not going to spend generations watching one fighter. The careers aren't going to be as long. And also, you go in understanding that the appeal of this is on any given night, somebody wins, somebody loses. Look at Ronda. Like, Ronda Rousey was the most dominant fighter. Yeah. And then after only a couple years, 2-3 years in that position, Amanda Nunes was the first to kind of...
Holly Holmes.
Holly Holmes, and then Amanda.
And then Amanda knocked her out fast.
Right, and it's like... Ronda goes down, but you have this division now. You have a whole division.
Yep.
And it's also because, MMA is such a... The funnest part for me about MMA is watching the sport develop.
Yeah.
And seeing people, because every generation just gets better and better and better. And it's growing so fast.
Yeah.
It's nuts to see.
And they're getting better because they start younger.
Yes.
They're training, they're like 6. They're fucking animals by the time they're 12. You're like, oh...
Which is why it's awesome for somebody like John Jones, who's been in it for as long as he's been in it, to still be as good as he is.
Do you see? I put up one of those carousels on Instagram. I found a bunch of old UFC pictures I took in I want to say it was 2010, and one of the pictures was with Jones, and it was like I went back. He was fighting on the prelims.
Yeah,
like in the middle of the prelims, and Bobby Kelly and I were talking. And Bobby goes, "That guy's he's gonna be champion," and he was right.
Yeah, he was like a young phenom.
Yeah. Yeah,
Not
he's
that
undefeated,
long,
obviously,
yeah.
but it's weird to just realize how long he has been around.
Yes, he's a veteran now.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, it's
I mean, look at just two chums.
just two boys,
Yeah.
unaware of
Two
what the-
lads.
Yeah, young men unaware of what the future holds.
Couple of young lads with a dream.
That's right. I'm glad you didn't make the fist with him.
One is to take a picture, and one is to get this little fucking white boy away from him. Yeah, no, I try not to do that. I did it with Ali.
It's contagious.
You can't not. And the best thing is that Jonathan took a photo with Ali and did that, and Ali didn't make the fist. So it looks like he's going to punch Muhammad Ali in his face.
That rules.
He's very frail looking. Jonathan's smiling with a fist, and Ali's just like, ugh.
Yeah.
I missed. I never miss.
That was the sound of off the rim into the floor.
And there we go. Here's the true sound of defeat. The second shot.
The close proximity dunk into the garbage can.
Yes. So yeah, I can't wait to go vote.
You're excited about it.
No, I don't care. But I
You
will.
don't.
I just do it to do it.
You get that sticker?
And if I'm maybe to make fun of it. I mean,
No.
the idea of it is just so dumb to let everyone know what you and celebrity.
I did this.
I just don't understand endorsement. Like I don't understand why anybody cares who this.
People really do.
Oh,
Trump got the big Joe Rogan endorsement last night.
Yeah, and I love Joe, but I mean, whoever he votes for doesn't affect me. Like who anybody votes for doesn't affect me. I just don't understand how. Again, we blame this one and that one, and we're all so easily led that endorsements matter to us.
Yeah, but people really do. I mean,
Just
and there were a lot of
dopes.
people when Rogan tweeted. You know, he had Elon on his podcast yesterday, and then he tweeted out after the podcast came out that this is an endorsement of Trump. There were a lot of people celebrating. I don't know at this point. Maybe it'll move the needle. Maybe it won't. It feels like you'd think people have made their decisions. They're going to make their decisions, but maybe I'm off because endorsements really people care, man. Because people pay attention a lot of times more to their favorite celebrities than they do to what's actually going on in the world. And they go, oh, well, I love this celebrity, whether it's an actor or a podcaster or an athlete or whoever. And they go, well, this is the person that I love. So if they're saying it's the right thing, it's the right thing.
There's just a couple of. I wish there was just these couple of things that weren't there because that would be easy. I would easily vote for Trump. There's just a couple of things that I just can't get past.
Right.
I
get it.
It's very frustrating.
I get it.
That Clarence Thomas thing really bothers me. He should not have said that. Clarence Thomas should have kept his fucking mouth shut. That he was going to retire if Trump wins because he said that.
Oh,
that's
gotcha.
why I'm saying that because he said he was going to retire.
And you don't want that would be the fourth justice that Trump's able to put
and it'll
in
be
between his two.
a younger guy who thinks like him.
Right, and it will. Yeah, that'll be years.
Fuck that. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, generations.
I'm hoping a Democrat wins and then something, for some reason or not, he has to leave office. Whatever that reason is.
Gotcha. Yeah, who knows?
Whatever.
Maybe he just realizes it's time to retire.
He's getting all this shit over gifts. You know what I mean? Like he's been under a lot of scrutiny. So,
but it's not enough to make you vote for a Democrat now because you don't like the Democrat.
If I thought it would make a difference, I might. But I just
because it's New York.
Yeah, it means nothing. The electoral shit college, and I can't stand her. I truly don't like her. Her dumb laugh bugs me.
Yeah, and
shut up.
That has been a key part of the SNL impersonation too.
Yeah,
Maya's doing the Kamala.
She did a good Kamala.
Yeah. Kamala was on SNL.
I know. Such a hot pop culture moment. I couldn't believe they were nice to her. What a shock. But I mean, look.
Yeah,
it was cool.
It's cool. Yeah, they
did the same thing Trump did 2015, I think, or 2016, whatever it was.
Yeah.
They did the same sketch again.
What? They did the same
of course
the mirror thing.
Yeah, of course.
It's probably tough to get them to approve sketches too, right? The candidates. I'm sure they get to go in and have some say, especially the Saturday before the election.
Yeah.
Over no, I'll do the mirror deal. That's all I'll do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Whoever told her that was charming.
It's charming. It's relatable. It gets the people going.
It's just it makes my fucking stomach hurt.
Because
it's so diversionary and fake. Like just chat.
It would be funny
I
if
don't need it.
somebody was talking to her and she started doing that and they just went, I'm not joking.
Yeah, I don't know why you're laughing.
What are you laughing
You're
at?
clapping at. This is not a moment for great fun.
That would be awkward. That would be an awkward situation. Yeah. Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. Do you think that we'll get results tonight?
I mean, that's a very cute, naive question. If I was closer to you, I'd give you a hug.
It's not going to happen.
No. Battleground states in a fucking...
Forgot about the battleground
And the obsession with who's that guy on St. John King pointing out if he's Maricopa County or whatever the fuck. I get so sick of him pointing out these little teeny shit counties.
That is, I mean, that's
The
true.
fate
I
of the
forgot
country's
it.
being decided by fucking 80 dunces.
That's a good call. I forgot about that. First of all, the caucuses start the night, right? Aren't the caucuses the first?
I know that there's already a vote in New Hampshire, whatever.
Yeah, at midnight, right?
Manch Vegas?
Where it's like, no. Where it's like 6 votes or whatever, and that like officially kicks off.
They like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the pre-show.
That is the pre-show.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they go to caucus first.
I mean,
and then the reporter gets to hang out like right outside the caucuses. I mean, you think it's a pain in the ass to go vote. Can you imagine going to caucus? Would you caucus?
No, I'm sick of it. I'm sick of Iowa. Did pretty well in Iowa. Fuck you. Cares. Lucky that we should protect them from invasion. That's what Iowa should be happy for.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot when we were talking about people having their moments and this, the election cycle being the time for people to have their moments. I forgot there's always the celebrity on the news channels who gets to be the guy that points at the maps. People love the guy who points at the map, that light up the map. Every 4 years.
This year. Mark Ruffalo, maybe.
Ruffalo?
Someone else very informed.
No, I think they're going to go with one of their reporters. I didn't think they're going to go with the Incredible Hulk.
Oh, you said celebrity. I thought maybe they'll
No,
bring
I'm saying they become a celebrity.
Oh, yeah. They're always pointing out the counties. And here in Arizona, we have
Yeah.
pockets of it. We got it.
Right. It's like
know.
the Mr. G of politics.
And they just keep touching it in here. But I say this, they know a lot about these counties. Like, it is surprising how much geographical knowledge these guys do have. And they always touch the right place on the map. I'd fuck it up.
Oh, yeah. And
Here in Arizona, it's Georgia.
Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, that's what they do. They spend 4 years studying.
Gearing up.
The counties.
Yeah.
And they go, this is my moment.
How they voted in the last 30 years.
I'm going to shine.
He is good. That John King does know, like, opinions aside, just where everything is.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm impressed with that.
It's an impressive thing to watch.
Yeah, fut, and all the fucking buttons.
Ping, 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 ping.
Wow,
ping,
when I
ping.
butcher that.
Yeah, it'd be tough for me, too.
It'll be ugly.
Yeah, it'd be really tough. I don't even think I get most of the states.
No.
I go, like, this big one right here is California. No, that's Texas. Oh.
Is this from last time, or is this? Oh, this is to this year.
He's already got his map.
Oh, good for him. Good for him. He lives for this.
He loves his map.
You can download the Magic Wall in the App Store and do it yourself if you want.
He's
my
try
God.
it. That's what he's saying. I invite.
you.
That's why you know he's a G.
Not so easy, is it?
That's right. That's like LeBron inviting you. If you'd like, we can meet one-on-one on the court. We'll see what happens.
He is good at his, like, at talking, like, and at being that guy. Like, I have watched him before. Like, let's just see what's going on.
Yeah.
I don't need the opinion with it. I don't care.
No, but he's a goat when it comes to touching the map.
Yeah, I mean, he touches a map, and he just touches it like I'd panic and be hitting it. You'd hear you hear the sound.
Yeah.
He just kind of gently
You get those thumbprints on it. The rainbow effect would be around your finger.
it would be, cause I would push it so hard, and I would
Right.
damage the fucking LED
You broke
screen.
the pixels.
Sorry.
There's dead pixels now.
Yeah, you're not supposed to hold a piece of fucking metal and poke it. You look at him, he's doing the right angles and just everything.
He's very confident in his pressing.
He is. I hate his arms are too straight out.
I like that they're going to the flashback. They're going like, you may not remember, but in 2016,
Oh.
boom, this is what we did.
But it's amazing. They said the whole country would collapse, and here we are 8 years later doing it again.
They
We're
said
fine.
Well, they said we collapsed. Yeah, it was 8 years. Then 4 years ago, we were going to collapse again.
Yeah.
I think maybe we'll collapse today.
I hope so.
One
we
can
need a
only
good
hope.
collapse.
We do. It's
Sure,
about
a
time.
prolapse.
Yeah.
Good for
No,
us.
I said we would prolapse,
Yeah.
not collapse. Yeah. That's right.
Yeah, that's right. Let's see.
John King is not like Dak. Postseason, John King flourishes.
He does very well.
He does very well.
He
in
does very
postseason.
well, yeah.
Yeah.
The magic wall.
He does have a magical wall. I think they should call it the magical wall.
I just...
And you can get that on your iPad? And you can touch it?
I mean, how much fun you play along at home.
That's true. I get the John King Home Edition. All candidates will receive the John King Home Edition. Yeah.
Yeah, well, what time do the polls open? 8? Oh, they're open now.
They're open.
Oh, okay.
They're open. Many people, I'm already hearing from people that have voted.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Can't wait to get my sticker.
Oh, yeah. Big day for sticker collectors.
Sure is.
My sticker book is going to be shining today.
That's right.
That's right.
I'm going to take other people's stickers if they don't want it.
That's right.
Can I get your sticker?
Are you going to use that sticker?
Can I use your sticker?
If you're not going to use it, I would love to have it.
I'm trying to hook up with this girl. She told me I got to go vote.
I figure if I show up with 2 stickers, I'd say, honey, I voted twice for you.
One for each.
One for each. You did what? What did you do? Yeah.
No results yet. It's only 40 minutes.
No.
But they'll start soon. They'll start giving exit polls. Yeah.
Exit polls. It's trending. We'll find out which way, which direction certain states are trending.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, do you think we'll find out tomorrow who won? Or do you think this is going to be one of those that...
Oh, they're 6. I don't know. I have no idea. It might be a blowout one way or the other.
It'd be great if it was a landslide for either one.
I don't think it'll be a landslide for him. If he wins, I think it'll be a little bit closer. If she wins, it'll mean that abortion was bigger.
So you think if anybody gets the unforeseen landslide...
I don't think it'll be a landslide, but I mean if it's by a bigger margin, I think.
A big enough margin that we can calculate it pretty quickly.
Yeah, because that's a big thing for a lot of people.
I wonder if that's the big thing, because it feels like people are far more comfortable outwardly supporting Trump than in
That's right, yeah.
2016, for example.
Yeah.
I feel like in 2016, a lot of people were supporting Trump quietly.
Yeah.
Whereas now it feels... Like, I see way more signs now than I ever did.
I was reading some article yesterday, and they were just talking about how, I hate woke, but that whole, like, obsession, like the closet kind of overly progressive mentality had in people or in the country is losing its... It's absolutely not as bad as it was a few years ago. This is one of the few times you can say it has changed.
Yeah.
And it's not nearly as bad as it was 4 years ago.
Yeah, it went to such an extreme...
Yeah.
That even people who were in support of the core values of it can go, yeah, that was way too far.
None of these dopes are talking about defunding the police. None of them. No one is saying that. No one's running under that idiocy.
I mean, obviously, like the extreme fringe.
Yeah, fuck them. Who cares? And nobody who's got a shot at anything.
Oh, like politicians.
Yeah.
No.
People are.
No, if anything, they're trying to cover the fact that they said it when things were weird years back.
Because you've had a couple of years, you got to see what Seattle was like, what Portland was like. You got to see what happens when the cops aren't doing their job, and it's atrocious.
Yeah, there is a. It's crazy to think that only a few years ago there was a level of thinking that people were like, "What if we don't have police officers?"
It was so, the stupidity of it is so. And then Cori Bush, who I'm so happy that fucking idiot lost.
Who's Cori
She was in
Bush?
St. Louis, and she was part of the squad with Jamal Bowden and those dunces. And she fucking was saying, because she had security. So they were asking her, and she's like, well, I've got work to do. It was so bad, her defense of her armed security, her having police.
Yeah, that era is definitely past us.
Yes, it really is, like rotting away like a cancer.
But you might be right that there might be more people that are quietly like, look, I don't love Kamala, but the reproductive rights is bad. Very possible.
And it's the places like Texas where they literally, you can't drive someone to another state to get it without being like, it's fucking crazy.
That's crazy.
It's not even reasonable.
Alan in Florida.
Oh, Sammy. Okay, I got a question for the two of you guys.
Yes, sir.
What would you mentally, quietly trade in your mind to have the election go your way? What would it be? Okay, I'll give up whatever, if it just goes this way.
Food for my family, I would say.
That's true, yeah.
I'd let my family starve, if only for my candidate to win. It's so important.
My wife's Cialis.
Wow, you really are willing to sacrifice.
No, I don't know. I don't feel it strongly either way.
No, and I wouldn't sacrifice anything because I'm undecided. So for the election to go my way, nobody would win because nobody would have decided.
Yeah, I don't know what you mean.
All right,
What would
something
I
else.
give up? I don't know what you mean. Like
Those are for the. That's more of a question. Go ahead.
Okay,
Yes, go ahead.
we were against LSU. I'm an Alabama guy, and I was like, oh my God, can we please just win this? Let's say, Obama win. Just please, Lord, let Alabama win, and Obama can have the presidency. That was my example.
And did they win?
Yeah, we won, but then Obama won also.
Yeah,
Right,
well,
so
God,
you got Obama. And God was like,
Yeah.
you got it. All right, I'm going to give this to Bama.
He was going to lose. McCain was up, and then God heard you.
Yeah.
And said, "Bad news, guys."
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm not dug in like that. I think there are a lot of people that are dug in, and that's an interesting question for them.
Yeah.
But yeah. Tim in South Carolina?
Yeah, abortion isn't on the agenda. She cannot change abortion law. It is now in the states.
I mean,
yes.
She doesn't.
Tim.
I understand
She
that.
doesn't have the charisma to get 10% of the Senate. Likewise, Trump can't get a ban because he can't get 10%.
And he wouldn't sign a federal ban anyway. I don't think you would sign that.
Tim, I need you to know the reason that people don't like you is not because of your ideals. It's not because of the way you think. It's not because of your opinions. It's because of your tonality.
Yeah.
Who's talking?
Exactly.
But Tim, I think the problem is the Supreme Court does kind of matter with this stuff, and that is an issue. So she does have some sway in that.
What up, world?
Oh, you mean as far as changing it? Well,
Yeah, like if one of the justices dies, or if Clarence Thomas retires, or if they find stuff he should have done where he leaves, that does kind of matter, and that's more what I'm talking about.
well, it still would make it 5-4.
Right, but that's John. I like John Roberts. I could tolerate 5-4 if John Roberts is the
They
fifth.
say the Roberts are always the best.
John Roberts.
And that other
No. I must clarify.
John Roberts. But you know what I mean? Like, I could live 5-4 if Roberts is there, because I don't think he's a fucking zealot.
and Barrett is probably the same way.
Who's Coney?
The last woman.
Yeah, she's not as bad as I thought, but she did vote against it. So, all right,
Right.
all right, Tim.
I don't think they. I don't think they have that much in the Supreme Court.
Tim, what would you?
They nominate that person, president.
The
Right, but the Senate would have to approve them.
Of course, but but she's not going to go 4 years or 3 years and not be able to get someone through. They have to have the fucking last member of the court.
Only if somebody dies. I don't think Clarence Thomas is
or retires.
A Ruth Bader Ginsburg. No, I think he's going to hold on until another Republican gets in. As boring as this sounds.
Well, maybe he does, but I can only, okay, you might be right. Maybe he does.
But what are the chances? I mean, I think Jim would say the chances, if there is a chance for a new Supreme Court justice to be elected, you'd prefer one person doing the electing than the other.
Yeah,
right.
I want the nominating of the candidate. We have, how old is Clarence Thomas? We have 4 years to hope that he decides to retire or something happens and he just leave, whatever. Oh, he's in his, obviously, 78, 76, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So he's old.
And Ginsburg was in her 80s.
Yeah, she was. A rotten old bag. She should have stepped aside.
That's probably true.
Yep.
And who was the other guy there?
Oh, my God,
okay.
Tim.
Well, the other guy, there's a bunch. There's Neil Gorsuch, there's Sam Alito, John Roberts.
You're good at your justices.
Supreme Court. I was surprised. Sorry, Clarence Thomas. And then Sotomayor.
It could be too that Sotomayor might retire as well.
You never know. Yeah. Eleni Kagan or Brown.
You're good at this.
Well, there's only 9. I mean, it's not like there's 50 names. Tanya Brown Jackson.
I think Jill Stein thinks that there's 50 Supreme Court
I hope
justices.
she's right. She's the best. She's the best. She's a smart hairdo.
Yeah, she does. Thank you, Tim.
Thank you, Tim.
Yeah.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah.
It's gonna get interesting.
But I don't feel stressed about it.
Me neither.
I'm not like fucking Oh my God.
No, I like to watch the show.
Yeah.
You know. Speaking of watching the show, did you watch the Nuggets game last night?
I mean,
you didn't catch that one?
I was at the cellar.
Sure.
It's working.
Fan cam came on.
Oh, I heard about that girl.
Yeah, some of the fans.
Oh, good for her.
Some of the Nuggets fans decided to show their support to the team once they realized that they were on camera, and I thought I found it to be hilarious, so that might be right up your alley.
Yes, let's see.
You know. We got the fans all excited. Hey, we're on camera. Oh, my God. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'm going to dance. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, blowjobs. Blowjob gestures. And, oh, big one.
Oh, she's the best.
A lovely young lady who, by the way, is, when I say young lady, this isn't Haktua. This is not a college-age girl.
No, she's a fucking 39-year-old.
Yeah, she may be
6 from Denver.
And she may be a mother of young children.
She's an 8.5 now, by the way.
Yeah. She did. She realized she was on camera and started doing the universal sign for blowjobs.
And then she did the one, like, now it looks like she'd have me in front of her.
Right. Oh, I don't know about that. With the
two hands and a lot of space.
With the tongue in the cheek.
Yeah.
And she hit it like 3 times and realized the camera was still on her.
Yeah.
So her instinct was to now do...
Continue.
The sign of a massive beach.
Yeah, good. A fucking giant hog in her mouth. What a good girl. By the way, that screen grab is going to be there forever.
Forever. And the best part about it is the Modelo that's right in front of her.
She's definitely drunk.
We're watching it in slow-mo.
Oh,
man.
she's the best.
Her wig is about to pop off of her head. She is
rules.
incredible.
This chick rules.
She put a lot of effort in.
She knows what she's doing, too.
Oh, yeah, she does.
I tell you, if there was a fucking dick in there, she really is an accomplished blowjob artist.
Oh, she knows.
Yeah.
Well, she wants the world to know. This is the thing that I'm good at.
Absolutely. She's not married. She should be.
And she deserves respect for it.
I mean, 100%. She looks like her ring finger's empty.
Yeah. Did the Nuggets win? I would have to imagine yes. Is this a home game for them?
Yeah, this was 2 days ago.
Okay, so then they must have won. They've got the greatest support system that the NBA knows.
Without a doubt.
Or Saturday, I guess. Yeah, they won.
Of course they did.
She's wonderful.
Of course they did. This is the team motivator.
I love her.
Bum, 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 bum. As much as you don't like these fan celebrations, this one, I would imagine.
That's the way you celebrate.
That is.
We should break, by the way. Our guest is coming at 9, then we have one after.
It'd be so great if the fan cam was on you and you decided to do something like this.
Yeah, it's not beneath me. At all. I got a bunch of gigs. Go to my site if you want. The 15th and 16th, I'll be in Northampton, Mass.
Hey.
And then Stroudsburg, PA. And Sword Fight, our guest this week is Anthony Cumia.
I watched it. It's so funny.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I was really happy with that.
How many seas?
Timothy Chalamet is the new Bob Dylan, right? Oh, yeah. Welcome back. It's Jim Norton and Sam Roberts. I saw that trailer. Is Timothy Chalamet singing the songs in it?
I believe so, yeah.
Why?
Why not?
I just play the Bob Dylan songs and he can lip sync.
It's part of the movie.
What are you talking about as part of the movie? I hate it when they do that. They're like, oh, he didn't sing the song. Like, I didn't want...
Dewey Cox sang his songs?
That was the real Dewey Cox.
Yeah.
Though.
Like, right. Yeah.
I mean, if Bob Dylan were starring as himself, I would want Bob Dylan to sing the songs.
You're right about that, yeah.
Jamie Foxx happens to do a perfect Ray Charles.
All right, well, you haven't seen Timothy Chalamet yet.
Do you think Timothy Chalamet does... I mean, he does everything else
I haven't
so
seen
well.
anything that he can't do.
I mean, that's a good point. I heard you did the Timothy Chalamet lookalike competition over
you
the
see
weekend.
My hair?
I thought it was a wig or something. I don't know.
I wish I looked like Timothy Chalamet.
We all wish that we looked like Timothy Chalamet. He's such like a... He's an entity, is what he is. He's not even...
He's got a shit physique.
Okay, that's... I didn't realize. That just...
Still attractive.
Well, I mean, there's just no reason to paint... you can't paint that as a compliment in any way. That's an insult.
Oh, he's built like a fucking cuck.
Okay, all right. Listen.
Still a cool guy.
You showing up and bullying Timothy Chalamet like you're back in high school bullying nerds is not acceptable.
I'm not trying to bully him. I'm just trying to say he looks like he should be sitting in a corner chair in a cheap hotel room somewhere while his wife gets serviced by another man.
You're talking the literal definition of cuckold.
Yes.
I understand. But I also feel like you're treating Timothy Chalamet as if he was existing in the 90s era of shock culture, which is not where we're at anymore.
Well, in many ways, we've never left.
In many ways, we have absolutely left. Wow. Jeff Leach is here. Jeff Leach has a new weekly podcast. I didn't know if you know this. It's called Show Me Your Feed with comedian Jenny Zigrino, where they dive deep and dissect the social media app feeds of their guests. Showcasing videos from the For You and suggested feeds. So, I mean, that's kind of a brilliant idea to, like, because now you could just look at somebody's feed and see what pops up and kind of understand their
what they're
algorithm.
watching.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and whether they're being fed the algorithm or whether the algorithm is feeding them. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
That's what we do.
Have you got anything like interesting out of somebody? Like, oh, I didn't know your interests were this because of your feed?
No, it's all been really boring so far. If anything, I've probably got another 2 episodes and then I'll
fair enough.
finish it up.
That's fine. That's how we feel.
Not a great show to begin,
we're done
but maybe
by
we'll
Thursday.
get there.
Yeah. No, it's good actually. Yeah, we do tend to find interesting things about the guests, you know, from the various podcast clips. And then also, I feel like, we're kind of all being fed the same shit to some extent. You see that sort of over-generalized kind of thing that we're all being force-fed, which is the algorithm.
Is there anybody that doesn't want to do it because, like, too many bikini girls come up or whatever?
Nah, they're all into it. They're like, if they're a good
too many kid clips.
That would be tough. That would be tough.
No, we haven't had anyone on that's a pedophile yet.
You might not know, though.
But we never know.
Or they might not understand the algorithm. And
they might not even know yet. Exactly. The algorithm's teasing them. It's edging them. It's like...
Gary Glitter clips.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
look at this advert for a children's pool. Oh, yeah. That's
could be big for your show, though, if there was an arrest and it goes, he was exposed on Show Me Your Feed.
Yeah, exactly. Different type of show, though. That's what all the YouTubers are doing now, is those to catch a pedophile things. They're all basically trying to be Chris Hansen, aren't they?
Yeah, they're all just, they're stolen valor in a way. Chris was the OG.
Exactly.
Well, Chris is still doing it on YouTube.
That's right, he is.
You know?
I mean, the irony is they bring a rapper normally with them to do it. There's this guy called Vitaly who basically does these kind of stings where they pose as a teenage girl online, get a guy to meet up with a 12-year-old girl, and then they turn up there, and it's normally him and, like, Little Pump or something like
nice.
like
Little Pimp.
Literally the rapper who looks most like he probably does slide into the DMs of a 12-year-old joins them and raps at them. You're a pedophile.
He does. He gets auto-tune and everything. That's cool.
Yes.
That's cool. Yeah,
because nothing stops you wanting to, you know, break the laws of humanity and have sex with a kid like Little Pump turning up, and fucking rapping at you. That would scare anyone straight. No.
Now.
It is amazing watching Chris Hansen still doing it.
He still does, because a lot of them do it where they just follow guys and beat the shit out of them.
Right.
Which I get the emotion of
they
it.
Slap them, don't they? There's a big slap thing.
But it doesn't help.
The reason I don't like those guys is because I don't think they're genuine. They're just doing it because they want an excuse to kick the shit out of somebody. Like, call the cops. Like, have the police there. Like, arrest these guys.
Well, some of them do. Yeah, you're right. You're right, though. It's like the sex without the foreplay, just going straight to the, you know, slapping the shit out of someone.
Yeah.
And so Chris Hansen used to sit him down and really make them sweat. That was the joy.
And have the cops there. He would have the cops like on
always a cooperation.
Yeah. You'd think he would have run out of pedophiles by now. How does he keep coming across them? That's the question we should really ask ourselves. Why does Hansen know so many pedophiles? How does he?
He just knows how to lure them in. He really knows how to bait a trap.
I don't think it's him in the chat.
Yeah, they're not his friends.
No, it's him on every single one of those chats.
I'm going to get Mike this week.
I think he's working with local law enforcement.
Exactly. He's been doing it since '92, back when AOL was a thing. He's been like, you know, sliding into the end.
Isn't it crazy, too, that people are still falling for it and still showing up to look? Like, that's how fucking driven people are. That they know all this exists and they're still going.
Let me just give it a chance.
I hope that I'm not going to get in trouble.
And it's the same excuse every time. They show up at the house, they're like, no, she didn't tell me anything about the age or anything.
I was just here to help.
What about those 12 times where she said she was 12?
What?
And, you know, yeah.
Well, I thought that was 144. I just added them up.
But they do say that. No, there's a young girl here at the house by herself, and I was coming to make sure nobody else came.
Exactly, yeah,
I was coming here to make sure that a bad guy didn't show up.
I was concerned about her, yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Yo, are you terrified? Because the world's going to end tonight, right? That's it. Is all over?
I hope so.
Civil unrest is coming.
You're done, right?
I'm finished.
Right.
I reached. I wouldn't say I reached the mountaintop, but I reached like the fucking base camp level.
Right.
I'm good.
Right. Yeah.
I'm
you
good.
reached what you thought was just a base camp, but for you, it is the mountain.
It is the mountaintop.
Yeah,
That's
just high as you're going.
bigger mountains.
Speaking of base camps and mountaintops, you strike me as a man who's wealthy enough to already have a compound off-grid somewhere. Have you got?
No, I'm going down with the ship. I'm fucking going to sit on my terrace and just watch everything burn.
Okay. That's sick.
And I'm not going to do anything about it. I'm going to film it and put it on my fucking not particularly active Instagram account.
Right. Hopefully this will be the thing that puts me over the top.
Yeah, to go viral. No, I don't care.
Are you gonna vote? Do you care?
I think so, but it's not gonna. I don't care that much.
Yeah,
to be
yeah,
honest.
yeah.
It's
Do you get to vote or because the accent? No dice.
No dice.
No dice.
No, and I'm a citizen as well, and they just heard me and they went too gay.
Yeah, I guess
he's going to vote for Kamala with that. So yeah. It's just like let's cut him out.
Can't. Yeah, if you have dangly earrings, you're not voting.
I know.
You know?
If you're a lost boy, you're not allowed to vote in this country. Yeah,
you're a lost prophet, definitely not.
No, yeah, that's going back to the previous conversation.
Oh, is this about the singer of the Lost Prophets?
No, Ian Watkins. No, I was just referencing you said lost boy. He's a very naughty boy.
I thought because we were talking about pedophiles and then.
Yeah, he's very fresh.
Yeah. He's very fresh.
Very bad boy.
Yeah.
Are you nervous?
About the election?
Yeah.
You should space that.
I'm sorry, I should have.
Put a period there and then start a new thought.
Probably should have been a different transition piece.
No,
before
we don't look at my Instagram feed on the show. It's fine.
No.
Yeah, I mean, I hate that people. You know what? I hate that people are fucking stupid. I hate stupidity in all its forms. So I think like there's too many stupid people who will use it as an excuse to hurt other people. That sucks. That sucks. But like you say, I mean, I've got a gun, so I'm all right. I'm just going to sit at home with my gun and on my lap and just wait until the storm is over.
That's a healthy way to handle it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Is it registered?
No, of course not.
It's illegal. You have an illegal.
No, it's an illegal gun. Cool. It's got 3 extra guns on it. It's
Good
a gun.
for you. I respect that.
No, I'm just going to sit there with my handgun and, depending on how things go.
I get nervous to get a gun because, again, I'm too... I just don't trust it.
Slippery hands.
Yeah, and also bad thoughts. But I do want to get one.
Strung.
About yourself or about your partner? Which one? Who are you more concerned the safety of?
I wouldn't hurt anybody else, but so it'd be me.
Right, okay.
But I want to get one of those guns that they shoot like those high pellet. They're like non-lethal guns, but they will fuck you up.
Just to let her know kind of thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay,
hey, this is what's next.
Yeah.
But if a guy breaks in, you have those hard pellets or whatever. They do stop an intruder, supposedly.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I had an ex-landlord that had a pepper spray gun. Like you put the pepper spray in the top of the gun, and then you could shoot it like a gun, but the pepper spray goes out.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
By far, too.
Yeah, no, I moved out.
I
moved out.
They got beanbag guns, haven't they? That would be good. I'd like to shoot someone with something that holds childhood allure, kind of like something.
Oh, those beanbag things.
Yeah. What the fuck was it? Oh, fun! It's a beanbag.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Those are probably big, though. Those guns. I'm guessing those are not smaller because that's a heavy thing to have to hurl across the room quickly.
It's not even a gun. They just have like a hippie who comes in and just kicks it at someone.
Hacky sacks. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. What have you been up to, man? What have you been doing? What's going on with you?
Loads of video games. So I'm in a couple of new video games that just dropped, and then I've been like doing a podcast, writing some scripts.
Mario Kart?
Mario Kart.
I'm trying to move up to 150cc, and it's tough. It's tough. I can't get past 4th place.
Who are you playing as? Donkey Kong, is it?
Waluigi, maybe.
Ah, bro. Yeah. Well, that's where you're going wrong.
Are you doing?
You can't be playing as Andrew Schultz on the game. That's like
you doing a gaming stream?
No, I haven't done streaming for 2 years, man. It made me want to die doing streaming. It was
too many hours.
Too many hours, and it's such a toxic fucking world. And
really,
it's only so many hours you can scream at 11-year-olds down through a thing before you have to, appear on a Chris Hansen show. It's like, I gave my 2 years to it, and that was it. That was enough babysitting.
Yeah,
because you kind of have to do hours and hours and hours and hours, right? You can't just jump on for 20 minutes.
Days, bro. I do like 14-hour streams. You run to the toilet in between. You put on like a 2-minute track, and then you just run and take a piss, and then come back.
Yeah. That's why. Because that's how I like to handle video games. Like 20 minutes at a time.
In and out.
And then on to the next thing. I like to jump in on Texas Chainsaw Massacre, try to get out the house. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't.
And then straight out.
And then done. But that's why, it's not enough for streaming. Everybody's just getting warmed up.
Yeah.
Do they put it on in the background? Is that how you consume?
The video game or the stream? You mean?
How do you how does one consume 14
Some people
hours?
play the video game whilst watching another person play the video game. It's pretty intense. But you've got to bear in mind, like, kids are like, young people at least, like, they're used to 20 different types of media hitting them at one time for milliseconds, you know what I mean? So they can process a lot more than we can.
But they can't process general social interaction if they're staring at a screen for 14 hours.
Yeah,
That's tough.
Of course.
I don't like that you said process.
Process. Well, he said process.
I know that.
Well,
he sounded so good when he said it.
I know he did. Then Sam said process.
Did I sound the same?
No, you didn't.
Oh, shit.
No, you didn't.
The process.
Yes.
That's how I was going to say it before you said it.
I know,
He
but
said
then you said process, and then you jump right. Because Sam lived in Britain when he was a kid.
Yes, I did.
And he just appropriated once again.
It sounds better.
Process.
The process.
Would you like to be English if you could pick an accent? If you could get rid of your shitty accent, which one would you like to replace it with?
My accent's shitty even by American standards.
That's
But I actually
if
think
you could get rid of that stupid American accent.
Well,
you guys
we're just adding so many descriptives.
Sure. What would you switch it to?
The Australian accent is a pretty great accent.
Yeah. Are you Aussie?
Because it's chill.
Are you Aussie?
It's cool. Because it's like, it's got that same British flair, but it's not as highfalutin.
Yeah.
Half.
Which half?
Nice.
No, I was born here,
You're
but
flirting.
my parents were Australian. I went to high school there, so.
You sound a bit Aussie, yeah. But in
You
and
can
out.
turn it on and off. It really just depends who you...
Australian's easy because it's basically like British, but a little bit drunk, and like you're questioning everything.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
So you basically just go up at the end of every sentence. Even if it's not a fucking question.
Yeah.
And you just sound a little bit drunk.
Yeah.
And that's Australian.
Yeah, I
think Scottish.
You like Scottish?
Yeah, I like that accent. I wouldn't want a Scottish oncologist. I can't.
Okay, no, I get that.
Yeah. The tumor's grown.
I've got a touch of cancer in your spine.
You've got stage 4 in your pancreas.
Why does everything sound so enthusiastic?
You've got 2 weeks to live.
At least you'd be joyful and upbeat, right?
Yeah.
You're almost dead.
Get your paperwork in order. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a tough one for certain
things.
instances.
It sure
Because
is.
it sounds so enthusiastic.
But it is a nice accent.
I like an Irish brogue.
I like Scottish better than Irish. I think so.
Irish brogue, a nice, relaxing Dublin accent like that.
Yeah, because an Irish accent, you sound like you've been through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've lived, you lived, you've died, you've been there.
I like that. Yeah. I'm interested in hearing your story.
What would be the hardest one? I feel like a Middle Eastern accent's hard to fuck. Do you know what I mean? Having a woman on top of you. It'd be like a little aggressive.
A bit much.
Yeah. I've thought about that. I thought about sex sounds, yeah.
Sex sounds.
British isn't the best for sex, actually. Women and men. I'm sure I sound like a fuck. Alice, do I sound like an idiot when in an intimate... All right, well, I think we probably do.
No. You sound great.
Oh, I'm almost there.
Right.
It's...
Right. Yeah, I would want to hear that.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
It is a little
Shall I? And I have.
Yeah. No, that'd be tough for me to deal with. Yeah.
Yeah. Unpleasant.
Yeah, I wouldn't like that.
What, me whispering in the back of your ear?
Yeah, I would hate that.
Samuel, your head is so...
And your scruff. It would be the whole thing would be tough for me.
Just gently cupping your breasts from behind.
Right.
I have
And doing the nipple flick with the thumb.
Yeah.
Just over it, foot to foot.
You know the moves.
Sure I do.
know about
I
that.
like
you're
to
trying
do
to
the
like a
reverse
lighter.
pinch with a nipple, where you basically pinch it between your forefinger and your middle finger,
Right.
and then use the thumbs to gently rotate the tip of the nip.
Oh, that's real specific.
Yeah. But it's a great move. It's a good way to stimulate both breast and areola and tip.
See, I
I was
ignore the
wondering how
areola.
that-
I tell her to cover it with tape.
No areola
Offends
contact?
me.
I got you.
Yes.
Colour them in.
Yeah, I said
they'll
put
put
masking
them
tape over the areola. I don't
Before
wanna
we
look at
start
it.
anything.
Yeah, I'm not here to nurse.
Yeah. Do you have protection? By protection, I mean areola tape.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see where that would be a problem.
Yeah. Or sometimes I'll just...
I've been enjoying your new podcast, bro.
Oh, thank you.
Very, very entertaining.
Thank you.
I've been really enjoying it. You've had some great guests on as well. And you had fucking Colin Quinn and Voss in yesterday.
Yes, we did.
I was so upset. I'm sorry I wasn't here. I really, I would have loved to have said some nice things to one of my favourite comics ever. And Rich Voss.
Voss.
You know, I feel like...
he wouldn't care for that at all. He wouldn't care for that.
No. What, Colin Quinn?
No, you saying that just now.
Yeah.
Oh
well,
yeah, no,
Colin
I
would like
know.
that.
That's
He would
why
really
I said
not
that.
care
No,
for
I
that.
know. I love Voss. I love Voss. I mean, we shop at the same, sleeveless T-shirt store, so we're
He
friends.
wouldn't care for that either.
No, he wouldn't.
But he knows it's true. We just same joy. Colin, I
would like to have you and Voss
Colin
in the studio at the
DM.
same time.
Yep.
Wouldn't you like that?
We've been
Love
in the
it.
studio at the same time.
You and
I love
Voss?
Yeah,
I remember.
yeah. Colin Quinn, I sent him a DM about a year ago, telling him how much he said hello to me on the street, and it was on a day that I felt really sad, and I was feeling a bit like crying. I was a bit depressed, and he was really like, "Hey Jeff, how you doing, buddy?" You know, blah 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 blah. And the fact I hadn't seen him for like 2 years, and he remembered who the fuck I was. I sent him a little DM. He never replied, but I just told him that I sort of loved him a little bit, and you know, hey man, I appreciate you being a genuine dude.
I'll tell you, the fact that Colin Quinn is the one that made your mood uptick like that, it tells me that you had a reason to be depressed.
And I'm just the opposite.
I find Colin so uplifting.
I'll be in a great mood, and Colin will say hello, and I want to jump off the ledge.
Wow.
He plummets me into blackness and depression.
Jim!
Yeah. Hey, no, it's fucking good to see you. Like, I don't want to be alive with this idiot.
He's a theatre man, though, Colin, isn't he? He's a real theatrical chap. Super gay. He's super gay.
Yeah.
Not gay enough to reply to my message, but, you know, whatever. It's fine.
That hurt, huh?
Yeah, that was true.
No. He doesn't even, we don't follow, he doesn't follow me. Why would he see it? It's in his other folder, probably buried between,
that's right,
you know, 1,000 messages from fans. Like,
hey, Colin, I really fucking love your shit, man. Yeah, sometimes you find one, and you're like, oh, wow, I didn't know that person messaged me. Or,
right.
I don't check it.
Who was the strangest celebrity you've ever seen blow up your DMs on?
Not even a celebrity, just a person like you know, an attractive woman or whatever, like who will just, and I see it like 9 months later, I'm like, oh
fuck, I missed out.
Yeah. I don't think any celebrities really have DM me though that I can think of.
I love your shit, bro.
You got a lot of celebrity friends though. I've kept up with the Instagram page. You always
but you know they definitely don't.
Look how blasé. Look at this is what happens. You get too famous.
That's what's happened.
It is what it is. Me and Kim K just having lunch.
You have lunch with Kim Kardashian?
I would like to.
You would?
Yes. Yeah? She served like tomato soup in her asshole.
It's a weird place to keep it.
And I get reflux, so I might as well enjoy it.
Yeah, that's true. It was worth it.
Yeah.
It's just, I feel like containing the soup inside
yes, you'd be on her hands and knees.
Decent sized container. That would feed a family of 8.
That's true.
Somebody would funnel it in, and I have to lay there real quick.
Yeah, okay. Oh, I see. And then all right.
But I would love to have a nice lunch with Kim Kardashian.
You would? Sure. You would, just to get inside that brain of hers.
Yeah, well, yeah. She's a lawyer.
That's true.
What's the one piece of information you'd love to ask Kim as a question? What would you
get all that tomato soup?
I don't know. I would probably want to just talk about the law and some of the cases she's been involved with. Innocent people
to get people out of prison, right?
I'm more curious about that than what else am I going to talk about?
Can you imagine if you're like, I went to lunch with Kim Kardashian, we were like, oh, what'd you talk about?
What does Kanye's dick look like?
I imagine it's not that impressive because Pete Davidson sent him over the fucking edge. So he's got less than 9.
Yeah, but Pete Davidson has a beautiful cock, no?
Apparently a big dick, yeah.
He was mad about that.
He didn't care for that at all.
No, he was furious.
But I'm not interested in anything else with her.
Right.
There's nothing else I care about. I don't want to ask about the show. I don't give a fuck about the show. Yeah. I don't care about anything else in her life but that.
What about when her sister ended racism with that can of Pepsi?
I mean, I might break down if I talk about that. And how beautiful, of course.
That was a moment. It was a moment. I think it affected all. Do you remember where you were when you saw that Pepsi advert?
Yep.
Yeah.
I absolutely was.
Yes, I do.
I'm away to a white supremacist rally. I turned around and went home.
You didn't go?
Did not go and bought myself a Diet Coke.
Not enough to make me drink Pepsi.
Not at all. Yeah, no, wasn't there one guy who they just executed? He was a guy they were trying to get off and get out. But then at the end, he apologized to the victim's family. Like, he goes, I'm really sorry for the pain I've caused you. Like,
did he do it?
I'm assuming he did, because you wouldn't apologize to the victim's family if you didn't do it. That's my guess.
Yeah.
You know, he gave a nice send off.
And then he got what? He got the chair or something like that?
No, it's not this guy. Oh, he broke into song.
This was a month ago, so it's 2 different days?
This is a couple different days ago, yeah. Oh, okay. This was another guy, North Carolina, I think. I forget his name.
Is this the one that sang the score to the HMS Pinafore?
Yep.
Okay.
It took him so long.
Yeah, broke into song.
That's right.
Imagine someone murders your loved one and we have to let him finish. I'd pick a long one.
Oh, yeah.
And they got a DeVita. Hopefully they don't get tired and go home and I'm still there belting out a tune.
I'm going to finish the whole statement, right?
Yeah. Speaking of long songs, someone posted, and there was a big furore about it. Taylor Swift did a 10-minute song. She just released a 10-minute song or something, and everyone was going, oh my God, she's the first artist to ever do a 10-minute song. This is like groundbreaking. And obviously, you know, I feel like every psychedelic rock act of the 70s is probably like, hang on a second.
Jam bands.
I'm pretty certain we already did a 23-minute one.
They've never heard that dog shit Alice's Restaurant song?
No.
Ah, God, do I dislike that song. every Thanksgiving, I think. Or is it
There's a lot of it to
Christmas?
dislike, right?
Is it Christmas or Thanksgiving they play that?
Which one was it? I got
Alice's
I got
Restaurant.
a text from somebody who's listening.
What's that?
Thanksgiving.
Pete Davidson
Oh,
just
that's
texted
it.
you out like, thanks for the shout out on the
No,
massive
his
car.
dick did.
Appreciate
Pete's
it.
still sleeping. His
dick texted
his
him.
dick
It was-
DM'd him.
It was a different person who says, Jeff is really from Connecticut off the record. He took Shakespeare and Votech. That's the accent.
Is that Rich Voss? Is that who that is?
Yeah, how could you guess?
Yeah, because he said Votech, which he was rejected from.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, his grades weren't good enough.
Are him and Bonnie still together? Are they still married?
Why are you asking, bro?
Yeah.
Oh, because they argue all the time, everywhere, publicly
I don't know, man.
on their podcast. So I'm wondering if at some point they'll just divorce
You
each
trying
other.
to holler?
No, absolutely not. I mean, Voss, yeah. That's a strong tan man.
He sure is.
You think Jeff's trying to holler at Bonnie?
No, absolutely not.
No, I think that he would like to just to humiliate Rich.
I think so too.
Absolutely not.
Or
That's
to
not who
titillate
I am.
Rich.
I'm not that guy.
I think Rich would be titillated.
Rich would be
by it.
titillated.
Absolutely not.
I think there would be titillation.
Yeah.
Not that guy. I'm not that guy. Everyone thinks I'm a piece of shit because I
Yeah.
dress like one, but I'm not. I'm not.
No?
No. I don't
Oh,
fuck with
wow.
people's girlfriends.
Oh.
Or
But what
wives.
if they're divorced though?
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, well, that's fair game. Yeah, it's
That's
all
what I'm
hunting
saying.
semen,
Yeah,
fucking, you know.
yeah. No, they're still very happy together.
Good. Okay, good.
Well,
Glad to hear it.
define happy. I mean, it's like saying Taiwan and China are happy together. I mean, they're there.
Yeah.
North and South Korea. They're barely.
Might be geography.
Yeah,
Might be geography.
they're there,
Yeah.
and
they live
that's-
in the same geographical landscape. Yeah,
Status
exactly,
hasn't
but
changed. I'll say.
right. Everything it is status quo.
This
Status
is
quo.
your half of the house. That's my half of the house.
He does have his own
Stay in
bedroom
your-
where
Yes,
he
he
keeps
does.
his
Do
sneakers
they
and
really?
posters. Is he a snorer?
Is that why?
He is actually. Yep.
Yeah.
Horrible. I've stayed.
Are you a snorer?
I may not like that. I mean, I have apnea. For me, I just quietly stop breathing. But he's like a fucking, like a wall shaker. Like terrible.
Can you not get one of those little snips? Because I wondered when you've got a partner and now you've got your lovely wife and you're living together. Does she not get annoyed by the snoring and just go get the fucking operation? Go get
I've
that
had the
shit
operation. It didn't fix it, but she doesn't really care. Like,
for your nose though, or did that was
yeah.
the other?
Oh yeah. No, the other is just there's nothing they can do for
I
it.
tried to add an inch.
Yeah. No, they can't. They can't. No. They told me just to push my thighs in. Yeah, no, she doesn't care that much. She can sleep through almost anything. So.
Wow,
Okay.
wow.
I have confirmation.
Yeah?
He would be titillated. He would be titillated if you banged her. He would, quote, get hard.
Rich said
if
that.
he banged her. Yes, he did.
Wow,
Yes.
that is.
So, good for you.
I love Rich so much.
I do too, but he had to use get hard.
He said, I would
Yeah,
get hard,
yeah.
he said. Yeah.
I'm already hard for it, just the idea of it. So.
Hey.
There you go.
Maybe we can make a connection happen.
See you at
there.
Thanksgiving, Rich.
That's very, very, very exciting.
Oh, man. We have to
Titillating,
be
you know.
excited about life, man.
You do.
It's all ending tonight.
What's got you excited?
I mean, I don't know. I don't think you want to talk about it, but this election has fucking got me excited, bro.
You're excited?
Yeah, I mean, I win either way, don't I? Because I'm, a bit of a liberal and, flamboyant chap. So if Kamala wins, then it's good. It's all like, more progressive. That's kind of my thing. And if Trump wins, I'm white and straight and male. I'm going to be all right.
You'll be okay.
Yeah,
You'll be taken
I
care
got
of.
the pass.
Yeah.
Yeah. They'll look after. I got a gun. I'm crazy enough. They'll let me exist.
Where do you live?
California.
What's your address?
23.
Oh, I think you're in the city.
No, I'm in Los Angeles. I haven't been here for 5 years.
Okay.
That's why I come and see you so infrequently. But
Yeah. Do you like it there?
I love it. Yeah,
Everyone says
sunshine,
that
man.
city has gone to shit. That's what they say.
Yeah, it was always shit though, wasn't it?
I don't know. I don't live there.
What's the fucking difference? Every city's shit now. There's people
Not Westchester.
like literally taking a
No, the people there are shit.
I mean,
The city's great. It's
not
the
every.
residents.
Some are undesirable. Some, but
Yeah,
yeah.
same as Cali. Yeah,
No, Westchester
there's a-
rules.
Westchester, yeah.
Westchester's the best.
What's your number one selling point for Westchester? If I'm
it's
looking for
God's
property
country.
right now, send it to me. It's God's country.
God's country. All the
Okay.
chain restaurants are there. We got trees. I don't know what else you could want.
Nice, yeah. There's nothing else to
Chain
want,
restaurants and trees. I don't understand why we keep going after
Really.
that.
Yeah.
Right?
I've been looking for an IHOP and a Pine.
I got both.
Okay, sweet. I'm in.
I'll put you in the right direction.
I dislike both. That's why I choose Manhattan.
You don't like IHOPs?
Those are very good, but I can't eat at them. But I don't care for trees at all. I like to see an occasional tree surrounded by concrete and sidewalk, just to remind it that it's being held captive.
Right. We allow you to exist
Exactly.
here.
We'll walk right over your dumb roots, idiot. Stand there and get cigarettes flicked at you.
I mean,
dogs piss on you.
Can you imagine the single tree in Manhattan?
Yeah, exactly.
Just getting pissed on, having cigarette butts flicked at it.
Yeah, enjoy the cab fucking honking sound. Breathe in the fumes.
Why don't they let me leave?
No, you're not going anywhere. You get trimmed once a year so the buses don't scrape you. Fuck you.
It's like an abused girlfriend a little bit, the trees of the city.
They are.
I think that, I mean, but they're resilient as fuck. They're like, do you think they look at like trees out in the woods like, you got it easy, you don't even understand. Oh,
yeah.
Giant sequoias, like, fuck you, bro.
Right.
We get it. Well done, you've had fresh air for thousands of years. I've been breathing in
Smog.
the fucking COVID fumes of 1,000 people. Yeah,
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah, I wonder if there's a different breed, city trees. The air they are breathing is definitely different.
Yeah.
With all the carbon monoxide and the fucking whatever it is that's coming out. It's got to be different than being in the woods.
The bark's more resilient. They're like Jack bros. They're kind of like crack bros who get, like people who get drug addictions and then get into sobriety and go a bit crazy on it. Do you know what I mean? You must have a load of friends who've got sober and just gotten too healthy.
Yeah, I mean, most people I know who've gotten sober have done something, but I mean, most of my friends have been sober for so long.
Which of your friends would you say is too healthy?
Rich Voss.
I mean, too healthy for my liking would be Voss. Like, I would prefer that he was not healthy at all.
Yeah.
You mean
terminal or
so not breathing?
Yeah.
I wouldn't exactly call Colin a fitness buff.
Remember when Voss walked in yesterday and said, "You're aging poorly."
Yeah, Voss really was rather cruel to everyone yesterday.
Yes, really?
He's a mean guy.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
Do you feel old? Do you feel older? Because, I mean, like, we are all getting older. It's the only inevitability. We're all pushing slowly towards death.
Sure.
Yeah.
You said to Colin.
I think you're aging. I mean, wonderfully.
I mean, I don't not agree.
I think for you, the best move you ever did was keeping your hair buzzed young.
Yeah.
Like, you found out in your like late 20s, early 30s, you found a look that you could maintain forever.
Yeah.
Neo-Nazi never goes out of fashion.
That's right.
does
Not
it?
at
Fucking
all. Not at
skinhead,
all.
like,
Right.
The look or the ideology, it's just,
it's the same.
Thank
still
goodness there's so
prevalent,
many of
yeah.
us.
But you don't look, you'd never look that different.
I know, except I'm a little fatter and is a little grayer, so I do want to go to remove all hair.
You fluctuate. You don't look fat to me right now. You've had heavy
Thank you.
periods, heavy seasons.
Yes.
And then you realize you're married to a woman half your age, and then suddenly you get skinny again.
No, she fattens me up.
Oh, is it
She
the other way around?
literally, yeah, she does not care.
And it's less than half.
If I'm 20 pounds, yeah, of course, half. I gave it to her because that was cute.
She's barely legal.
Yeah, if she was
thank you
half
very
my age,
much.
she'd have a fucking job, believe it. She doesn't mind me. Like, if I'm 20 pounds heavier than this, she's fine with it. 15,
Nice.
she's like, oh, no, I like you like that, but I don't like being like that, and I don't listen to her at all.
Yeah, well, women will, like, when they've made their choice, they're kind of fine with everything. My wife told me that my hairline was not receding. I said, Jess, I mean,
how do you stay married to someone you can't trust at all?
I mean,
she blatantly lies to you.
You're either blind or a liar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have to do something about this right now. But I think, I mean, there are a lot of women who have like, and that's probably how you know you're married to a good person. They're like, I've made my choice and I'm not really going on the date. This is my person. I'm not worried about the day-to-day aesthetic and, I
she's
saw
in it
this
for the
person.
money. You know what I mean?
The money doesn't.
Yes, or you see all those kiss posters and you're like, the faster he has a stroke, the faster I can take them off the wall.
That's right. That's right. I made something very greasy.
I know that I'd be in the living room in the hospital bed, just kind of fucking half in out of consciousness, and I'd hear that sound of just a hook coming off the wall.
Paper shredder.
Yeah.
Industrial-sized paper shredder.
Hacky pictures of Marilyn Monroe she wants to put up.
You think so?
I know, she's told me.
She wants to put up pictures of Marilyn
fucking
Monroe?
sick of Marilyn Monroe. Enough.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah, you think her iconography is overrated?
I don't know. She was very attractive. She was very sexy, especially for the time.
Sure.
But I've had it up to here with that fucking broad. Enough.
Enough is enough.
We got it.
Right.
She had a big fat ass and great tits. Good for her.
She's had her time, yeah.
Couldn't handle her pills.
That's right. Made love to the president.
And his brother.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
I
I like
her.
how you described it as lovemaking.
That's
rather
what-
than
that's what
just
it was.
sucking someone's
Yeah, exactly.
dick.
No. The Kennedys make love. That's
Yeah,
what they do.
yeah.
Yeah. But you don't need a picture of her in your house.
I wonder if she watches the Zapruder film and thinks, I blew him in the back of that car. I mean, that's got to be fucking surreal.
That's that is a surreal thing. That's a closeness most of us can't comprehend.
Bobby fucked me in that kitchen.
Right. Yeah. Right.
In the
It would be funny if they happened to be at the Ambassador
Sure.
Hotel. I
He
mean,
probably
why not?
on the way out.
Sure.
I mean, technically, she was like that era's Kim Kardashian, though, to some extent, wasn't she? Kim Kardashian's about to star in some fucking movie as well as like the lead.
Is she?
Yeah, she's an actor now. She's going to be an actor, a serious actor, like in a major role. That's crazy.
Marilyn was, at least Marilyn Monroe sang and you know what I mean? Like she was a full, like an entertainer.
She was a polymath, yeah.
Whereas when you look at Kim Kardashian, I don't have anything against her, but she doesn't do much. Like, that's why I respect her for going get a law degree.
Taking, a video of you being urinated on and turning that into $1 billion career, though.
Was she pissed on?
Yeah, she got pissed on by Ray J, didn't she?
I know, she blew him. I didn't see the piss part.
No, it was definitely a bit
pissed at
him.
him.
Is there piss in that? Come on.
I think Jeff's lying.
No, Ray J.
Jeff's lying.
You're trying to make me a Kim Kardashian fan.
Dom, did you ever hear about any of that piss?
This is the first time I've ever heard of
Mike, you
piss
know all
involved.
pornography. You hear about the piss?
Ray J.
I know about the R. Kelly piss.
No, that's a different.
That's a great video. I want my copy back.
Ray J. He actually peed in. It was the base for the soup. It's Did he? It starts with a little Ray J urine.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
No, he did. He apparently, allegedly. I don't know. I don't want to get sued.
Travis, you think he's
Kim
lying about the
Kardashian.
piss? I think he's lying.
I think it's true.
If you search Ray J urinates
Maybe you're right.
Kim Kardashian, it'll come up.
That's hot.
It'll be
There are some scenes that were deleted before the tape was re-released.
Oh, you saw the director's cut.
What was Oh, you saw the original where they actually have they meet the French people in the woods.
Yeah.
You guys googled the free version. I paid for the full fucking
I saw it on Tubi.
full episode. Yeah,
I saw it on Tubi only.
Yeah, I saw the 50 Cent documentary of it, so I really went in. He's doing a documentary about everyone.
He's doing one about Diddy. He hates Diddy though. So
well, it's already out. It's already out though. This
on
motherfucker
Netflix?
has it. Yeah, it's already out.
Oh, I didn't know it was out yet.
I don't think it's out.
It's fucking it. Well,
it's not Travis saying that.
Look, I already accuse you of lying and that you might not have been lying, so maybe you're not lying yet. I do not think 50 Cent's Diddy doc is out.
Okay.
Because the world's waiting for it.
It's been announced and it's like literally I've seen adverts for it.
It's already been sold.
It's got to be like out in the next week or so, right?
I think he's been secretly working on it for like years.
I think so too, yeah.
Because I think he knew.
And he sold it to Netflix.
Yeah, Netflix bought it.
But he's basically made a new fucking genre now, which is like whatever drama in real life is going on, let me immediately just make a documentary about it, and we'll get a bunch of people saying a bunch of stuff, irrespective of where we can prove it to be fact or not.
You're a Diddy guy. You're a defender of Diddy.
What? No,
I didn't mean
no.
Because you just said you're not on 50 Cent's side, whether we can prove it or not. It sounds like you're saying sounds like he's defending Diddy.
I knew I liked Jeff.
I'm a Baby Oil fan, and
I see the besmirchment of Johnson & Johnson.
Yeah,
sure.
I've got
too much
a lot of shares tied up in their stocks.
And baby oil sucks for sex.
Yeah.
It's just a weird. It gets gritty sometimes.
It does.
Like you'll find like a little something in there, and it's just I never enjoy baby oil. There's so much better.
It pulls dry skin off the body, so you get those little tiny rolls of body.
Oh, is that what that is?
Yeah,
okay.
that's why it does that. But it does look good on the sheer material body stock.
It does.
A nice bit of oil all over it, and it's like
but you
shimmery,
can't hold on.
like fucking a seal. It's just kind of like slippery.
Slippery. I could see it's like one of those little doohickeys you get from the science museum that slips out of your hand.
Yeah, I don't know how people do scenes with them, like in porn, like hardcore sex scenes in uncomfortable position. It just seems so impossible.
Is that like a Nuru massage?
Those are the worst.
You don't like a Nuru massage?
No, I certainly don't, Sam. I don't enjoy a Nuru massage. Lay there, someone just slips over you with no emotion, or they're just staring at the clock.
I got massaged in a random place yesterday in West Village, and it ended up being a man masseuse, and I really had a problem with it. I didn't understand why. For a man who professes to be so, progressive and into the gay community, I found it really uncomfortable being rubbed down by a man.
Was he inappropriate at all, or totally?
Nah, I mean, there was a split second where his penis touched my elbow.
Nice.
And I brought him in real quick.
That seems very close-minded of you.
Yeah, you're right. I made it up to him. I turned around and blew on it, but I just
sure.
Okay.
Sorry, my bad. That was a reaction. It was a trigger. It reminded me of my uncle. But he
should have nudged it. Who are you voting for?
Yeah, exactly. Who you voting for? But it was better than the last time I got a massage in a place like that. I went to I had my breakup, and I did go to a place, much to my shame, and I got a hand job at the end of a massage.
Why is that much to your shame?
Because the whole experience, as I was laying there, immediate, you know, that post-nut clarity. I had the hand job, and then immediately afterwards, there was this moment of like, that was disgusting. Why did I do that? Have I bought into some kind of sex trafficking situation? I don't know if this woman wants to be here, or if she's like, you know what I mean? Well, no, because you never know, right?
It's a real buzzkill, and you're gonna load on you.
It really is. And what was worse is like, as I was thinking about all this, and she went out to get me a towel to clean up, a little cockroach just fucking ran across the wall, and then stopped and looked over its shoulder at me as if to say, like, you disgust me, and then fucking ran off. Yeah,
I would hate that to see a roach after I got jerked off.
It compounded the shame.
Your clothes are there. I remember the roach crawling in my fucking in my trouser.
Oh, you don't want a roach in your trouser.
No, you take home bugs.
It was like staring into a mirror.
Pant.
Thank you. Yes, I do. I wear a very smart slack.
Yeah, you wear a smart slack, and there's a roach in it now.
What happened?
Gross, right?
Disgusting.
Yeah. I mean, I came though. So.
Of course you did.
You did.
Yeah.
But imagine seeing that just as you're getting close.
Yeah.
Yeah, kill that. Fucking vibe killer.
Yeah, it's gross. It's disgusting. You like a massage though?
I love a little massage. I'm trying to be more on the self-care tip, but that's what you do at 40. Either you die, right, from your drinking and drug taking, or you get a little bit healthy, and then you go like, oh yeah, I've got to be good to myself. Got to build in that time. You know, massages, talk to your friends, therapy.
Right. All that. You're doing all that?
All of that shit, man.
Look at you.
I'm evolving.
Look at you. You're becoming a better version of you.
Yes.
That's amazing.
And that's the dream.
Yeah.
That's the dream.
That's great. I love that.
Who have you had on the podcast?
We've had Ida Rodriguez. We had Adam Conover, you know, from Adam Ruins Everything. We've had fuck, I don't know actually. That's a good question. I have to like look up my guests. It's been a while since we recorded them. I can read some names.
Oh, you
off
like
the
record?
list.
You batch record?
Yeah, we just did like 8 or 9 episodes, and then we're gonna do another bunch in a minute. So
who's your co-host?
Jenny Zagrino, who's hilarious, very funny, another stellar comic. She's done a bunch of like late night sets and things like that. She's very fucking funny. She had sex with what's his name?
I know her.
Fucking, you know Jenny, right?
Yeah, of course, she's great.
We had Leslie Liao. She was fucking hilarious. Jonathan Kite. Yeah, some great people.
Wow.
But yeah, no, she got fucked in the ass by Billy Bob Thornton in Bad Santa 2, Jenny Zagrino. That was one of her roles.
That's nice.
That's a good role.
Not real, but it was simulated, but...
Still fun. Simulating anal is fun.
You like doing that?
Oh my god, it's a hoot.
I never did that before.
Yeah.
I should try that. I've never
It's
done
a lot of fun. You don't have to do it, just pretend.
Just
Right.
simulation.
Simulation.
Yeah. Ow!
Right. It's like a video game. Right. I don't like it when you make the sounds.
Yeah.
I'll be 100%.
Stop it.
No, the sounds make me very uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like it. It's very realistic.
You like
Thank
the
you.
sound?
Sure, they remind me. Bring back good memories. Things I've said. It seems now like people are just going after like that whole like when someone says that you're in trouble seems to fade away a little bit, but now it's like criminal. So like did he, there's an indictment and a fucking district attorney involved. Like that's the stuff that's
people do need to figure out that the criminal stuff
is much different.
And cancellation is not the same.
Correct.
No.
Right.
Criminal stuff is like the stuff that you should focus on.
Sure. Yes.
Like if there's evidence and there's enough for an indictment.
I feel like Shane Gillis was like the cancel culture kind of tipping point thing where people were like, yeah, I think we're done.
Yeah, and then you see how funny he is, and you're like,
yeah, I think we're done.
Yeah, I think he had a huge part of it.
Right.
Yeah, could be. Yeah,
and proves that like people decided, okay, your career's over now, and he's like, maybe I'll just chill for a bit
and do this on my own,
and then do it on my own.
Who gave him advice? Yeah, his management or whoever gave him good advice, just to be like, don't make a big deal of it, just fucking ignore it, move on, be funny. And then those sketches he was making, those Gillian Keys sketches were fucking hilarious.
And Tires is a great show. You seen Tires on Netflix?
Yeah,
so good.
You've seen it?
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know if I believed you.
Oh no, I have. I've seen a couple of episodes.
Oh, okay, yeah.
You didn't believe me?
No, just the way he said
yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm into different kind of like comedies.
What do you like?
What do I like? I like, you know what I like? I like stuff like Beef. I really enjoy Beef. I thought that was fucking, I like something that's a little clever, got a little,
it was great.
Some twists and turns.
They're doing it season 2.
Yeah.
I think it's gonna, but it's like a...
About the stew. No, I know. I apologize.
You just had to.
I had to.
Because it was there.
Yep.
Like it must come out of my body.
I had to say it.
Right. No, I got it. I kind of appreciate it. I think it's going to be an anthology show, though, which is the way to go.
A different, yeah, of course.
A new story.
New people.
Here we go.
I love me some Oscar Isaac. So
Who's on the left?
Oscar Isaac.
Oh, okay.
Hasn't he been in here? Yeah. We had him
looks
in, right?
familiar.
Yeah, he's great.
Carey Mulligan. Who's that?
You know why? You know why you like Oscar Isaacs? He's in the Star Wars that you like.
Damn, he's
or
fucking
the
hot.
Christmas special.
No. You're thinking of Chewbacca. No. The one that was like the offshoot one.
Oh,
that had the not happy
yes.
ending.
The Rogue One.
Yeah, Rogue One. He was in that.
Loved it.
No, he's not.
No? Which Star Wars is he in then?
He's in the 3 newer ones.
Oh, never mind that. Then. He was in here though. He's great, and he was in the Ex Machina. Yeah.
I like that a lot.
That was a great one.
He's great.
I love Oscar Isaac.
Is there other guests here or no?
Not yet.
I got
in a minute.
All right, we have to break. Yeah.
You have to.
What?
Is it the pee?
Yeah, and we also time-wise after.
That's true. That's true.
Gotta do your thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
Who are these guys?
Neil deGrasse Tyson is here.
How you guys doing?
Good, sir. How are you?
Every time I'm here, you guys never leave.
No.
We live here. Nothing ever changes.
Are you still over at the HP?
HP, Hayden Planetarium. He's trying to act like he's not
He's
only
a regular.
on a first name basis, he's on a abbreviation basis. Yeah, still director of the Hayden Planetarium. Where I discovered the universe when I was 9.
Really?
Yeah,
you were the one?
I was starstruck. It discovered me. The universe said, "You will continue in this vein." And then I said, "Whoa, universe."
When did you realize you were going to pursue it as a job? Like as you're growing up? Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it took me a couple of years to figure out, hey, maybe like you can do this for a living. And then I had an answer to that annoying question adults always ask kids. What do you want to be when you grow up?
Yeah. So wrestling for you was never...
I said astrophysicist. And that pretty much...
You said that at 11?
Yes. And there's no real comeback to that, right? It's just, if you say, I want to be a doctor, Aunt Matilda's a doctor. No, astrophysicist, that pretty much stopped the conversation.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I mean... There are people who are deep into their 30s that have no idea. They're just sitting there waiting for inspiration.
I did not know that until I went to college, and 3/4 of the people in college were still looking alphabetically through the list, and they thought maybe I hit astrophysics alphabetically.
Yeah.
And I said,
yes.
So I said, no.
Yes.
Maybe there's so few zoologists. I don't know.
Aardvark consultants. So it's interesting because most guys who are as smart as you or have who pursue this don't wrestle in a...
You guys are comedians. You're smart as well. Comedians are smartest people in civilization. You have to see what everyone else sees and see it more deeply. Turn it into something, hand it back to people, and have them laugh at it. You know what that takes?
It's a lot of depression and a lot of looking at a rope and going, no, just sitting right for a few minutes. Did wrestling was that ever going to be anything, or was it just something you did because you like to do it?
No, so in high school, it was actually tactical because I had heard, however true it was, I don't know, but I had heard that there was scholarship money available for college, not knowing if my family could afford college. So I should do something that might attract scholarship interests, not even at the time, not knowing that some colleges give scholarship for being smart, right? That was not known to me. But I knew that they would give you money if you were athletic and then you'd perform. So I just took on this athletic effort, and it was wrestling. It was not deeper than that.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yeah. No.
Were you naturally good at it, or was it something that you got good at with this goal in mind?
Yeah, I like physics. I like knowing what the human body can do and perform.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. No, I think about the human musculoskeletal abilities all the time. And so I used to dance as well. I was a performing member of 3 different dance companies, college troops.
What kind of dance?
Not the Bolshoi. Okay? Let me not overstate this. But I was, when you're in dance shape, there's no kind of shape like that because you're flexible. If you're the male, you're strong because you're lifting people. You have a certain elegance in your movement, and so that transformed what kind of body I had and how you walk down the street. There are people walk down the street where their body is controlling them rather than they being in control of their body. And it's 2 completely different ways you see people walking down.
I'm not a good dancer.
So add the wrestling.
Well, Jim can pop and lock. That's the one thing that Jim can do well.
I've never seen him do that.
Oh, yeah,
I auditioned for Breaking 3, but they never made it.
That's too bad.
Breaking 3. Oh, my God.
After Electric Boogaloo, the franchise
1988. What was Breaking 3?
Yeah, I'm going to guess it was in the mid-'80s, yeah.
That's when the attempt was made.
Sure.
Yeah. But it's interesting, though, that, like, it was all based on just... It's still a science-based pursuit, meaning anatomy, human physiology.
Oh, yeah. No, and in wrestling, are you balanced or are you not? Am I going to tip you by lifting your leg and pushing? I think you can become a better anything, really, if you know the physics of motion and balance and force and momentum. There's no greater expression of physics on earth than a game of NFL football. Think about it. Spin stabilized, projectiles, momentum transfer, kinetic energy. It's all there.
And in one moment, looking at the person you're trying to get the ball to and figuring out exactly how does this
matching.
How does this get moved
You
so it
throw
lands
not
there.
to where they are, but where they will be.
That's right.
When the ball gets there.
That's right.
Think about that.
Right. Now you're factoring
By the way,
in another...
NASA does that all the time. Okay? When we intersected an asteroid, think about this. Because we've had some touch and go asteroid encounters, right? And one has even sort of landed. So you launch from Earth a moving platform to intersect an asteroid, a moving target, at a location where they both arrive at the same time. You got to figure that out.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's so some of that, if you do it enough times on a football field, you can do that sort of intuitively, as a good quarterback will do. Plus, the quarterback has to know what the runner's going to do, the receiver's going to do. If the receiver's is random, they can't anticipate that.
Sure.
So there's got to be some plan.
How
obviously.
fast does he run? How long will it take him to get here?
And what is my arc?
Right.
If it's too high up, it could take too long to get to where it's going. Then he's waiting around for it, and then your defenders have a chance to come and then compete with it. But if you throw it ahead of the runner, you have a fast runner. The runner's faster than the defender, and you can, you can anticipate where the runner will be, where there's no one interfering with their catch.
That asteroid you're talking about,
we couldn't get the asteroid.
Oh, no.
Asteroid Bennu.
Was
one
it
of them.
Japanese where they just kind of went, pfft, and they blew like air onto it or something, and it blew the particles up into
their...
there?
Yeah, asteroid Bennu. Bennu is an asteroid that has us in its sights.
Oh, boy.
So, yeah, you want to
avoid it.
Yeah, it'll have a close encounter in 2182, I think.
Okay.
Somewhere around there, plus or minus a couple of years. So that's enough time. 160 years.
Got a heads up.
You got a heads up, you think?
Yeah.
All right. 160. What were we doing 160 years ago? We were like...
I wasn't here. I don't
know.
No, hopefully it won't be 160 more.
Horse and buggy.
I was wishing for him to die, but I couldn't say it properly. So
160 years, I probably would not survive.
I was thinking minutes.
Yeah.
So we went, so that was a touch and go. So it hit the surface, kicked up material, grabbed the material, came back to Earth, deployed this capsule that contained the asteroid material, and on the rotating Earth to land in the Utah desert to be collected by the U.S. military and then brought in for scientific analysis. So just think about that. I could just casually say that, yet it was in our lifetimes we barely ever sent anything into space. So let me give
it worked
for applying science to our future, recognizing that Earth is this tiny speck in an infinite universe. And the people say, "Oh, why are we spending money up there when we should be spending money down here?" And my rebuttal to that is, let's go back to the cave 30,000 years ago, right? And so the youngins are peeking out the cave door. Okay, it's just the door is just ajar. And the caves have doors.
They did not have doors.
They didn't have hinges on the door.
No, not at all. There's a guy with a stick stopping any tigers from coming in.
Right. So they peek out and they see like mountains and valleys and trees and fruit. They wouldn't have a word for fruit yet, but they would just see this. And they go back to the cave elders. These are the 30-year-olds because nobody hardly lived.
Sure.
Half of everyone died by the time they were 30. Cave elders, we want to go out and explore. They say, no, we have cave problems we have to solve first before anyone leaves the cave. And you realize how ridiculous that is. And when I hear people say, we have Earth problems, let's solve them first before we go out to the rest of the universe where there's unlimited resources. We've had thousands of years of humans fighting humans over access to limited resources. I don't know if space exploration will stop people fighting over what god they worship, or because their skin color is different, or because of what side of a line in the sand they're born on. But space could be the end. Space exploration and fully exploitation of space resources could be the end of all future wars based on access to limited resources.
What do you think is going to be the next? Because, I don't think the whole speed of light thing, I don't think it's the fastest in the universe.
You do not.
I think it's all, with our knowledge now, it's the best, but I think there's ways
It's
to
what
move.
we can comprehend.
It is, yeah. But you know me.
What did I say about comedians earlier?
I know. I understand.
You can take that back.
I understand totally, but the whole, 186,000 miles a second, I laugh at that.
You think that's bullshit?
I think for now it's the best we can do.
You laugh in the face of the speed of light.
I laugh at it.
The speed of light is not just a good idea. It's the law.
Well, for now, laws. What about
how fast you think you could go?
I don't have a number, but I do think, like with the whole what do they call it when the two particles in quantum physics?
Entangled.
Entanglement.
So they are somehow giving information that travels faster than the speed of light.
So there's a current yes. It's infinite, actually.
Nice.
So the hypothesis. There's a current hypothesis going on. Okay, I'll change my mind.
Yeah. He nailed that. He got you on that. You didn't think he had the hypothesis. He nailed it.
I'm going to give him back.
Jimmy nailed it.
I'm going to give him back.
Thank you very much. Imagine if I graduated high school.
So he'd be dangerous. I don't know. There's a current hypothesis that the entangled particles that can communicate not just simply faster than the speed of light, but instantly, no matter their distance. It's been hypothesized that, in fact, they are connected via wormholes. And to the extent that the vacuum of space is rich in these entangled particles, they're called virtual particles. You can Google that, virtual particles. To the extent that empty space is filled with these virtual particles coming in and out of existence, it may be that the wormholes that connect them are the actual threads of the fabric of space and time. So, a wormhole would easily get you faster than the speed of light.
And I'm not shocked that that's what Jim would know. He's lived in wormhomes all his life.
Yes, he's implying that my physique is not one of a grown man, but one of an ugly thing that you catch fish with. I find that hurtful.
That was my implication.
That was okay. I wasn't thinking there, but
hurtful and inaccurate. So, what does it mean to entangle two particles? Like, I hear about that, but how do you do it?
How do you do it? So, you've heard of equals MC squared?
Yes.
Okay, that would have been many people's first equation you ever heard of, like in elementary school, even before you knew what they meant. So that's the equivalence of energy and mass.
What is the C?
That's the speed of light.
Okay.
It's mathematically it's a constant of proportionality. The takeaway from that is not that the speed of light is in there, but you have energy on one side and mass on the other. All right. So, for example, if you have a Tesla and on an empty battery, and the identical Tesla with a fully charged battery, the fully charged battery Tesla will have more mass than the uncharged Tesla because it has more energy. Because energy has a mass equivalent. That's correct.
Wow.
Okay. No, let me give a simpler example. If you take a spring and squeeze it, okay, you're putting energy into the spring.
Right.
So the spring now has energy, it can pop back out. All right, so now watch. If you take that spring and lower it into an acid bath that will dissolve the spring, and you have another acid bath adjacent to it, when it's finished dissolving the spring, the temperature of that bath will be higher than the other one because of the energy in the compressed spring.
That's nuts.
Yeah, it's completely, right?
Yeah.
Right. So, did I say the temperature? The mass will be higher.
That's what I thought. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's freaky, but that's the universe we live in.
Like you're actually adding to it.
The universe is under no obligation to make sense to you.
So when you entangle, like, how do you?
Watch.
Oh yeah.
So energy and mass are equivalent. So I can take energy and turn it into mass. But the rules about that, if you do that, you have to create two almost identical particles. All right. What's the difference between them is one is going to be antimatter, and the other, they're going to be identical particles, but one is going to be the antimatter version of the other.
To turn energy into mass.
Because when you have matter and antimatter together, they completely annihilate, and you get pure energy. All right? So this encounter, you can go from pure energy to pure mass and back again. Okay. So the antimatter particle will have properties that complement the other particle so that when you bring them together, they cancel out. They can't have exactly the same properties, and then they wouldn't cancel.
Right.
All right? So this is in particle physics. So with these, let's call them complementary properties. So when you create a particle pair, they have complementary properties. And so the notion that they're somehow communicating is if you observe the properties of one of them, you will instantly know the properties of the other. And the other particle, wherever it is in the universe, the moment you observe and make a measurement on this one, the other one, the pair particles is a wave. You heard wave-particle duality? You've heard of this? Okay.
You've never heard of wave-particle duality?
No, I can't.
Sorry.
My wife and I talk about it dinner time.
All the time. All the time.
Yeah. It's one of my favorite things. You didn't. I never even. Did I not bring that up?
No, you've never.
I have not brought that up.
The idea is that
that's weird. That I haven't brought that up here.
It makes scintillating.
I talk about it a lot.
Dinner conversation.
Yeah, that's
My wife has a PhD in mathematical physics, so we could go there if we had to. Once the fridge is full and the pantry is.
Talk about that.
We can talk about.
I can talk about the fridge and the pantry. Wave particle duality.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, when the day we have wormholes, the grocer can fill your refrigerator from the back.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they can still be at the grocery store, and then there's the portal to the back of your refrigerator. They just pop that open. They see the milk is going bad, swap it out. You never have to go shopping. You wouldn't need roads.
But it would suck if the wormhole closed while your order was still in transit.
The early versions that might happen.
Your cheese is stuck.
Yeah. Oh, you're worried about your cheese. I'm worried about you. If you go through and it collapses, then
that would suck.
Who knows what that would be? So I'm saying, the
cheese would be bad too.
The two particles are part of a single, what we call wave function. And if you observe one of those particles, it's what they call collapses the wave function, and the other particle becomes identifiable in that instant. And so there's wondering about the future. Is this a way to communicate instantaneously without any intervening criminals taking your codes or whatever else? So there's still a lot to be understood about how we might exploit that as a civilization. There's some skepticism that, no, information can't travel that fast, and can't really do anything with the information. But we'd still have people thinking this through.
Yeah, because if there is some connection, it is happening, right? So either that, or are they just thinking it's going faster than the speed of light, but it's not. That's just a question.
No, it's a quantum phenomenon, and quantum physics, like I said, you can't require of it that it makes sense to you.
Yeah,
because your senses are forged on the Serengeti, just trying to not get eaten by a lion.
Yeah,
that's where senses come from. It runs towards you, you run the opposite way. It's not good for infinities or particles popping in and out of existence or the rest of this. This is why we have science, to transcend your 5 biological senses, to understand what the universe is actually doing, not what it looks like it's doing. If we just left this to our senses, we'd say, yeah, we are on a flat Earth in the middle of the universe and everything revolves around us, further feeding the human ego.
Are you surprised at how much attention your clapback at Terrence Howard got?
Oh, right.
Wow.
I mean, that was a big...
Wow.
Because he shouted you out on Rogan.
Well, he shot me out inaccurately.
Right, and then you came back and said, I still have the...
I thought you were very respectful. I thought you were very respectful.
Yeah. I don't mind getting called out if it's something I actually did, but if you're going to say that I mistreated you or that I was rude, that was not the case.
Yeah.
And there's a little backstory there. I don't know if should I put it out here?
Sure. Yeah.
Sure. So my mother called me up one day and said, Neil, I was listening to NPR, and there's this actor, this is like 15 years ago. There's an actor, Terrence Howard. Do you know him? Yeah, I know Terrence Howard. Well, he was talking about how much he loved astronomy as a kid and science. And she said, maybe you can get him on your podcast. Okay? And I said, and my podcast is titled Star Talk. And initially we had just celebrities on talking about any science geeky underbelly they might have had to show the world that science is everywhere, or especially if an actor was in a sci-fi movie,
right?
And then I'd bring an expert on whatever the theme was of the sci-fi movie. Is it disease spread? Is it asteroid strikes? Whatever.
Right.
We bring expertise. So you'd come for the celebrity, you stay for the science.
Sure.
So this was an ideal suggestion. So I said, great. I'll keep him on the list. Then making Cosmos, and I'm at some place where the networks are showing their new programs to advertisers. They're called the upfronts.
Yeah.
The upfronts. And I see Terrence Howard there. So I introduced myself. And he heard of me and knew of me, and I said, my mother tells me this. I'd like to have you on the show. And he said, great. Little did I know that when I said I heard you're interested in the universe, he wasn't thinking, oh, when I was a kid and I've got stories to tell. It was, he has this new idea, and he was thinking I was interested in his new idea and was going to platform it on my show. That's what he was thinking.
And you had no idea about the new idea.
I had no idea about his new idea, okay? And so...
And that's not the show.
That's not the show, right? I don't platform ideas, okay, unless they're peer-reviewed and it's real science, okay? So I don't even do it for my colleagues who have an unpublished idea that they just want to platform. The public is not the platform for this. We have peer-reviewed journals. That's what it's for. If it survives that, then I'll talk about it. All right. So he said, I'll send you some information. And that's when this document came. It was a 30-something page document. And I'm looking it over. I said, I can't go here. But the least I could do, since I approached him, then my mother, you know, I gave it a full review, which I don't usually do when people send me statements that lead off why 1 times 1 does not equal 1.
You're saying that basically when you read something that you feel is nonsense, you don't normally pay attention to it, but out of respect.
Out of respect in that case.
Yes.
Because we had an official encounter.
Sure.
And so no, I wouldn't have normally done that. That's correct. So I spent the time, I went through every single page, and I replied.
That's hours of time.
Yes, it was. And at the end, he takes whatever his thinking had been, or his mindset, and he used it to inform art that he then created. And so I said, this art is beautiful. And the good thing about art is the inspiration for it is irrelevant. If it's beautiful and we value it as art, go for it. Do more of it. Okay? But don't equate the beauty of the art with some assumption that your creative thinking that went into it is real science or real math.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
When you were doing this, when you're about to review this paper and give him a response, was there a part of you that goes like, now he'll never be on the podcast, and I know I'm kind of wrecking any friendship with him if I do that? Like,
I didn't think it would wreck a friendship at all. I thought he would value it.
Okay.
And plus I said, by the way, my comments here are blunt, but I want you to know it's out of respect for how much energy you spent in making this document that I am giving this energy in return. So that's what happened. So I only, quote, rebutted when I heard that he was basically declaring I was rude, or I otherwise just would have let it.
Just let it go.
Just let it go, right. And so I did that, and my rebuttal had millions of views, right?
Yeah.
It was on YouTube. I did not expect that level of...
Right.
Is there a part of you that, as uncomfortable as it is to be in a sort of public back and forth with somebody, at the same time, people are taking an interest in science ultimately, right? I mean, is there any sort of comfort in that?
Yeah, well, no, I have more comfort if you take interest in real science.
Okay.
right. Oh, there's an eclipse, an asteroid coming, there, a James Webb telescope, all right? No, that's an important point. That people say, oh, next month there's a supermoon. Let's all look at the supermoon. And this is like, I don't want to call it a hoax, but it's a nothing sauce, okay? Supermoon.
Yeah.
And I've confronted people who want to do this, and I say, no. She said, we should use any opportunity to get people to look up. And I say, we don't have to settle for any opportunity because we have all these other opportunities to get people to look up. And let's at least have them be authentic and real.
Like the Jimmy Webb telescope. I hate to be so informal.
Jimmy.
I hate to be so informal.
Jimmy was your man. Yeah.
But
I love that bad boy.
I like that telescope.
You cannot not love.
I've had it up to here with the Hubble. I'm very happy with the James Webb.
You're ready for the new telescope on the block.
I was over the Hubble completely.
Yeah, okay. That's
You're done with it.
I was done with the Hubble. So what have they gotten from the James Webb?
Oh, so.
Oh, were you done with the Terrence Howard story? I don't interrupt you.
Was I done there? Oh,
I think you made your...
No, I want to say something about... no, since I mentioned the supermoon, let me tell you why it's a nothing.
Yeah.
Okay, so the moon's orbit around the Earth is not a perfect circle. It's elliptical, so sometimes a little closer, sometimes a little farther. All right, by not much, and so if there's a full moon when the moon is closer to Earth, it's larger than all the other full moons. So and the tides are a little bit higher. for this, and so people say, "Oh, it's a super moon," and I'm particular with the word super because I've met Superman. Did I tell you that?
You're sitting next to him.
Yeah,
Oh my God, this guy.
What? I'm a hero.
This guy, he thinks he's charming.
What? I'm going to eventually shoot myself.
So I have deep respect for how one uses the word super. The supermoon is super if you think a 16-inch pizza is super compared with a 15.5-inch pizza.
I mean, it's slightly better, I would say.
Yeah.
I can't go so far as to say this is super
This
pizza.
is my point.
Oh, yeah.
We have Superman, Super Mario, Super...
Yeah, because Super Mario as compared
Intendant?
to an average superintendent.
Superintendent? One who really intends. Yeah, it's good.
No, but that is true, because Super Mario as compared to a typical plumber named Mario, the difference is vast.
It's bad. So use super the right way. And so that's an example of someone finding an excuse to say, let's all look at this moon. And when you would barely notice it if it was two pizzas in front of you.
Right. So you're saying that the
In fact, I went to a pizza place. Somewhere early internet, I went to a pizza place and had them make me two pizzas. And it's got to be somewhere on the internet. And you're looking at them and say, is one of these soup? You wouldn't even notice if one came in a little short if you had ordered it. So
That's like when you went to the Pizza Express in Woking, right?
That's right, yes.
Yeah.
My dear friend Andrew and I, we had been island hopping for 11 years in the early aughts. We went to have
to
have pizza. Oh, here it is.
Oh, you found it! Oh my gosh!
Yeah, we got.
Oh my gosh!
Is that Chuck?
That's Chuck Nice.
I love Chuck Nice.
That's early Chuck Nice.
Wow, so you're not only are you explaining it, but you're using a visual representation of why the supermoon sucks.
Yeah. So the pizza you see in front of me on the visual, so that's a super pizza.
Nice.
And the other pizza would be an average pizza.
Yeah.
Right.
No difference.
Right.
Very little.
Now, notice that the crust is a little more brown on the smaller pizza, so it makes it look a little different. But if I can't.
You got the tape measure.
Yes, I'm a scientist. I measure stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
Me too, and I'm not a scientist. It never changes.
Okay, let's see. Oh, that's 15 inches. All right, we got that.
He's hoping it's super. It's not super.
Wait. 15 and 16. That's what that was.
Okay, 1 inch difference.
1 inch.
Yeah, 1 inch out of 15. So that's what percent? It's like 8%.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Something like that.
15.
You're a fun guy to work with. Chuck Nice has a great gig. We're going to get pizzas and we're going to measure them. Eugene Merman.
Yeah, of course. Oh my gosh, it was a real pizza. It wasn't a fake pizza.
Right.
It's New York.
There's integrity here.
Yeah.
So the James Webb, what have they found anything really interesting with that?
Yeah, they found galaxies where nobody expected galaxies to be.
Whoa.
In the early universe at a time where we don't think any stars would have been made yet because the universe had not sort of cooled down enough for that to happen, given our understanding of the rate at which things were happening in the early universe. James Webb looks that far back, finds full red-blooded galaxies doing the backstroke in a place where we had not yet expected that. So that threw us all into a tizzy.
What do you think the next thing that they're going to find? And again, maybe whether it's
James Webb it was conceived to find galaxies in the early universe, but it can also see right in front of our noses and deep into gas clouds where stars are being born. And so it can see newly born planets. And a cottage industry rising up. Like oxygen on our planet would not be here were it not for life.
We have a list of gases that happen in this room. They're due to live in...
Effulences.
Yes, they are. Yeah. That's how I keep the troops in line, sir. How far back can we see, though? Like, I know the goal was to get to, like, the Big Bang or whatever to see how close are we... And how far back can we see?
So we can it's not so how close to the Big Bang as how far back relative to when we thought galaxies were born. And we have definitely seeing that it is accomplishing its goal. The fact that we saw galaxies where they didn't belong, that's kind of the whole point of designing this telescope, to see the birth of galaxies. So we're good. But we're good.
But how many? Meaning, like we can
what's the date?
Like the distance of 13 billion years back to the beginning.
13.8 is to the beginning. This would be 13.3, 4 billion years.
We're still a little ways away.
No, we can see 300,000 years after the Big Bang.
Oh.
But we need different telescopes for that. That's microwave telescope. This is the famous cosmic microwave background.
So if you could see 300,000 years, what happens if you're able to get one that sees closer and closer?
You can't use a telescope that uses light. You'd have to use a telescope that uses gravitational waves or neutrinos, because those can penetrate the fog. There's a fog there you cannot see through. It's like looking at the sun and saying, let me use light to see deep into the sun. You can't, because all the light's coming from the surface, even though it emanated from deep within.
Yeah.
So these are, so we're working on neutrino telescopes and gravitational telescopes. That'll enable us to see well before the 300,000 years. Now, the real test is, can you see before the Big Bang?
Ooh, I want to see before.
Yeah, me too. We all do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think we'll get to?
I don't know. I don't even know if the question has meaning.
Is there anything there even?
Think about it.
Right.
That's like asking, what is north of the North Pole?
Nothing.
The North Pole defines north.
That's it.
So to say what is north, the question has no meaning when you're standing on the North Pole. Do you know when you're on the North Pole and I say, go that direction? And you say, what direction is that? It's south.
Yeah.
Every direction you go is south when you're on the North Pole.
Yeah.
But if you see beyond the Big Bang, doesn't it prove that the Big Bang didn't start everything?
No, it could start everything that we are, but you go through that and you see other things going on.
Okay.
Right? So if you can see before you were born, that wasn't the beginning of the universe.
Yeah. Okay.
It's the beginning of your universe.
Yes, I was thinking that.
Your mother was still there.
Sure.
Right. So it could be, and there's good reason to think this, that our universe is one of a multiverse. And I'm so delighted that our vocabulary is so richly used in science fiction. Right? Antimatter. That's our word.
Right.
We came up with that. Antimatter. No, there's some. Have you ever seen the periodic table of fictional elements?
No.
It's pretty cool. All these elements that have shown up in fiction, like dilithium from Star Trek. There's another element, thinkilium, which showed up in one episode of I Dream of Jeannie. So it's all there. Of course, vibranium would be there.
Oh, wow.
Man, you guys are good. Oh. I know some people
That's
only
hot
listen.
dog. He's killing it.
Some people only listening to the show, but right now we're looking at a periodic table of fictional elements. There they go. Wow. And I don't recognize any of the symbols because people just invented them.
No, they're just made up.
No, but these are creative sci-fi writers who...
Supermanium is one of them.
Yeah,
is it really?
Yeah. Maybe that's what Superman is made of, which is why the bullets would bounce off of him.
Supermanium.
Yeah.
There's vibranium.
Of course you have vibranium.
Of course.
Yeah.
Schwartz.
I have a question for you about string theory. We bat around the idea all the time.
We've been talking
here.
about this. I'm glad you're here.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, I don't know if I buy the whole string thing. Maybe
That's what he was saying.
as the smallest particle, just because.
Wait. Let back up. Back up.
That's what I said too. I said back
Back
He
up.
said back up. It's because he was standing behind me.
That's right.
Holding wormholes aside, you said, I don't think speed of light is a limit. I think we can break the speed of light one day. It is not the same statement.
No.
To say the speed of sound is a barrier that we will never break. The speed of light is a barrier that we will never break. Right. Those are two fundamentally different sentences.
That's right.
The first one was spoken by ignorant people who didn't know how physics works.
Jim.
Okay?
Jim.
Okay?
Not me, it was
Before
Jim.
we broke the sound barrier, other things move faster than sound. Like bullets, rifle bullets.
Yeah.
Like the tip of a whip. That's the crack that you hear at the tip. That's a mini sonic boom. It's why that sounds different from everything else the whip is doing. Because you put this fling in the tip. So we already sent things faster than sound. The question is, can you fly faster than sound? So it's not a law of physics preventing this.
Right.
Okay? Just want to make that clear.
Right.
There are people who said, we will never fly. These are people who were just idiots.
Right.
Birds fly, and they're heavier than air, last I checked.
Yes,
so
they
just because you can't figure out how birds work doesn't mean you should be given a platform to declare it as a law of physics. Okay?
Yes.
So, speed of light is a limit because nothing we have ever observed we have never observed anything travel faster than it, and assuming it's a limit, whole theories come into place about how the universe works that are highly tested and are successful, like Einstein's theory of relativity.
Yeah.
So, it's looking like that's just how the universe is. Deal with it.
Deal with
Well,
it,
I know
dude.
about the
That's- I
strings.
told you, deal with it.
You have told me that, and I was just saying, obviously there's ways to punch holes in space so you're not in the actual
So you tried to do it
space
in my face.
and travel. Yes, I do, because
Yes.
there's nothing in there.
Avoid.
But this whole string, how well do you know Dr. Kaku very well?
Michio Kaku, yeah.
I like him, but
we're
he's,
not beer drinking buddies, but we definitely know each other.
he does. Yeah, he's hard to talk to because he doesn't explain things the way you do. He explains things kind of in a very, very simple, like a very, very kind of. Imagine we're all made of cookie dough. It's just kind of.
He makes
difficult.
comparisons as if we're children and can't comprehend a sentence.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, all tactics need to be out there,
Right.
because some people want that or need it.
But I don't need,
You
like-
guys are comedians. I've had people say to me, Neil, on your podcast, like, why do you have comedians? I just want to hear you talk science. And I say, I've written books. I have material out
Sure.
there.
Right.
If you just want to hear me, there are people who welcome the presence, the force of levity brought about by a comedian in the presence of the science, particularly a smart comedian, as Chuck Nice is,
He is,
my
yes.
co-host. So it's odd that people will complain about the one medium where that's one where so many people then celebrate it. I think the internet has done this to us, where you can't post an opinion about something without it getting attacked by someone who has a different opinion, rather than the person saying, "Oh, that's interesting. Here's my opinion. Let's talk about it." No, you get attacked because that person wants the whole world to have exactly their opinion. Okay? That's called a dictatorship, by the way. All right? No, that is a world I do not want. So,
Unless I'm the dictator, then I would be okay with it.
You'd be fine with
100%. Yeah. I'm very benevolent.
recognize that there are different ways, methods, tools, and tactics that work with different people. To criticize something because it doesn't work for you, just say, it doesn't work for me, I prefer this other stuff, and then move on.
But it's not wrong because it doesn't work for you.
Correct.
Right.
Thank you.
And the string. Now they say the string.
Back to the string.
They
Yeah.
say
The string theory is wrong.
I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying.
He kind of said it.
He has a little why. There's
I
an
laugh
implication.
about it. We
Kinda
laugh
said
many times. It vibrates a lot, and that's what makes everything happen. But I've seen photographs of the string.
You have?
I have many photographs, artist renditions.
Yeah.
Now, if you were to cut the string, how come you can't cut the string in half?
I don't know.
Oh.
Because if you do, then there are two smaller things. And what makes up the string? There's got to be something.
I don't know.
Like
if
a
you
Russian doll.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can cut strings in half. It could be that when we smash particles in a particle accelerator, we're essentially disrupting the continuity of a string that was vibrating to create the particle that was its identity. Because when you turn one particle into another, something's got to happen. I'm not a string theorist, so I'm just hypothesizing here. So to cut it in half would be to have the string represent two other particles. And if that's what's going on in a particle accelerator, perhaps I don't know. But for those listeners who need to catch up because you're so ahead of them,
thank you.
The idea of string theory is that there's no such thing as particles as we've come to discover them and describe them. That particles are simply manifestations of strings of energy that vibrate, and depending on how they vibrate, they will manifest to us as one particle versus another. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just kind of curious about that.
All right.
I mean, I was thrown out of the Electron Club for talking about that. Yes,
Yeah.
I was very popular.
Well, your skepticism is not in the Electron Club is not welcome.
They've had more than enough of me. In my,
Do you know the electron? We've never measured the size of an electron.
What?
It is
I
smaller
told you that.
than the smallest thing.
forgot, I guess.
Well, yeah, he didn't remember.
He doesn't remember.
No,
I didn't remember.
Dummy comes in with a ruler, thinks it's Electron Day.
I
Like,
thought
shut up,
we could
Sam.
just measure these things.
It is smaller than the smallest capacity to measure its size.
Right.
So as far as we know,
Jim's got something like that.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
as far as we know, it is infinitesimally small.
Yep.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, you are. You're not wrong. Yes. I
Infinitesimal.
gave her a neutrino bath. That's a little inappropriate.
A little,
so just
I mean,
a
it's
little
much.
fact about electrons.
Yes.
Yeah.
In fact, you ever heard the Great Courses series?
Yes.
It used to be called the Teaching Company.
You have heard?
Yeah.
I have I taught a course for them, and it was called, what was it? Astronomy Bizarre? No. It's got some title where every lecture. It was things we don't know anything about.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, you take a course to learn things. This was I taught people everything that we don't know anything about.
That's interesting.
So it was a course on the frontier of scientific ignorance. And
what's something we know nothing about?
How big the electron is, just as an example. We don't know it was around before the Big Bang. There's an interesting portfolio of things on the frontier that we have top people working on it, but it's just maybe people can just find the name of it. I just forgot that I did it like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And your crack team of researchers.
Oh yeah, they're good
in the background. I'm amazed they found my pizza because I haven't seen that video in like a zillion years.
It is a great example of like showing this is the difference.
Especially in New York, we eat pizza. So if I can't explain it with a pizza,
right,
I need to just go home. Yeah.
People get bummed out though. People get very frustrated when you do things like that because they get so excited about whether it's the supermoon, whether it's some movie that like a sci-fi thing happens in, and then you go and ruin it with truths.
Yeah.
And people get mad because you take away their enthusiasm.
Yeah. So a couple of other truths, just to toss a few out there.
Oh, people can get mad.
Do you realize the high tide and low tide that we see is not caused by the moon?
No, come on.
I said I'm going to tell you something that is not real.
But I've been sitting around here for decades talking about it's caused by the moon. I've told my kids it's caused by the moon.
I've said that to a lot of people.
You've said this to a lot of people.
Many people.
You're spreading falsehoods.
I'll actually drive by an ocean and go take 50 guesses as to why the tide is doing that.
Okay, so
and
watch.
if you say the moon, I'll kill you.
Watch. So here's what's going on. The strength of the tide relates to how close an object is. And like I said, the moon is slightly closer sometimes of the month than the other. Mm-hmm. Slightly closer. So that will slightly affect its tides on the Earth. But you would barely notice that. Okay? So the tides caused by the moon are the same, basically the same all the time. The reason why you have what we call high tides at full moon and at new moon is because the sun also creates tides on Earth. And at high tide and at full moon and at new moon, the sun's tides add directly to the moon's tides.
Oh, so you're getting the double effect.
Double effect. So it's not because the moon is full and somehow special magic power is coming from the moon.
I can't wait. I'm going to try to lead somebody into that conversation.
Because there are two tides getting added together. And when they're at right angles to each other, they call this the neap tide, they sort of cancel. And so the tides are very mild at mid-lunar phase because the sun's tides are trying to cancel out the moon's tides. Full moon, new moon, it adds directly. And the tide is a bulge that is fixed in space relative to the sun and moon. So if you're sitting on the beach and you say, tide's coming in, tide's coming out, that's not what's actually happening. You're on Earth, and Earth is rotating you into the tidal bulge and back out of it.
Whoa.
Now, inexplicable universe.
The inexplicable universe. Yes. Unsolved mysteries. Thanks for digging that up. Yes.
Now, I know you're not a quantum physicist, but I'm sure you know.
Wait, aren't you pausing a moment for the fact that the tide is not coming in and out? You are rotating into it?
That fucked me up.
I mean...
And by the way, this is part of the human ego.
Yeah.
You're on the beach. The tide is coming to me.
That's right.
And going out. As though you are the center of the universe. Oh, the universe is turning around us. The sun is rising. The sun is set. Mercury is in retrograde. The planets are doing this.
It's all about you.
It's all around. Imagine how big your ego must be.
Wow.
To even invent a system of thought where the universe cares about your love life and financial life. Okay? How big must your ego be?
Right.
That was why I glanced past it. It was an act of human humility.
For you.
And title balls, there was just too many jokes that would have bombed.
Right.
I just wanted to avoid them all. I wanted to move along. I know my own immaturity.
Okay, so the jokes you kept didn't bomb, is that what you're saying? Yeah.
Well, some of them did, but I would say that those would have been monumental. Those would have been like, you know.
By the way, I love your stage work.
Thank you very much.
I'm a big consumer of professional comedy, stand-up comedy.
Oh, thank you.
So, yeah.
I wanted to ask you, too, about... one question, this has nothing to do with... you're a guy who, whenever you talk, it's always interesting, and you're usually the guy who knows more than anybody in the room.
By the way, I think a lot about why a person might think something is interesting. I'm not just pulling stuff out of the ether.
Mm-hmm.
Say, here, take this, because what happened before I was recognized, like on every, where I am now. In the day, you're sitting on an airplane.
Celebrity. You could say it.
Okay, no,
You're a famous science guy.
Exactly.
So you go on an airplane and there's, idle chat. Oh, what do you do? What do you do? And I said, I'm an astrophysicist. Out come the questions.
Sure.
Okay. It was like, tell me about life in the universe and the Big Bang and God, right? Out come all the questions. And as I answered, I monitored, do their eyebrows raise? Are they leaning into the answer, or are they sort of drifting and waiting to order their next drink? And I kept note of this over many, many years, recognizing that certain words I use, phrases, topics, will trigger a greater rise in the person I'm speaking with than other people, than other topics. So I've culled this. That my latest book were my taproots in this exercise. Because
is this Merlin's Tour of the Universe?
Merlin's Tour of the Universe. Merlin's Tour of the Universe was my very first book.
Right.
17 books ago. And in there are the taproots of what became all of my methods, tools, and tactics, dare I call them that, to reach the public and have them become interested in science. Once I saw that, we resurrected the Merlin character. It brought it into the 21st century, and it just got released like 5 days ago. Re-released 5 days ago, and it's illustrated by my brother, who's an artist. Okay. And so there's quirky, nerdy illustrations in there, but it's so you say I'm making a big mountain out of this simple point you made that you said I'm interesting. I'm saying a lot of work went into saying things that, in my judgment, would be interesting to an average person. Plus, I want to know enough about pop culture to be able to reference something that you already care about, and I didn't have to make you care about it. Now you just affix the new thing I taught. You've been on the beach before. Now you're going to sit on the beach and think differently about the tides.
That's right.
I could have just said there's a tidal bulge and it's fixed in space and there it is. And I could have left it at that. And that's how a lesson plan might do it, a curriculum.
But now I'm sitting on this, hanging out on the beach, and I'm spinning towards the tide.
Into the tide, and I think you'll never forget that.
Right, that's right.
Right.
I was leading to a question too. Who's the smartest guy you've ever been around? Like, there's got to be
company excluded.
Yeah, obviously. I work out stand up the same way you work out, like those points. Like, I find the stuff that's funny and interesting, and I remove it.
And you have instant feedback. Are people laughing? Are they laughing harder?
Sure.
Are they not laughing at all?
Yeah, that's also a common
And I
one.
did this on my Twitter stream. I would post something. I said, "This is pretty funny." I'd say to myself, and no one would laugh. And it's not funny. If no one laughs, it's not funny. Doesn't matter what you think.
Yeah.
If you're trying to be a communicator, otherwise you're just lecturing.
Yeah.
Right. People then have to meet you at the chalkboard or whatever the board is made of today. That's not communicating.
Who's the smartest guy? Like, who's the guy that you've been around where, not that they talked over your head, because I'm sure you can always keep up, but who's the guy that you like to just sit there and go, fuck, I love when this guy talks.
Yeah, there's an old saying. I first heard it by Michael Dell. I don't know if it predates him. It's, if one day you wake up and you're the smartest person in the room, change rooms.
Yeah.
Change rooms. And so I enjoyed my time. I spent many years at Princeton University. I was a postdoc there, and then I was on the teaching faculty. And the astrophysics department, everybody there is hand-picked smart. So whatever topic you put on the table, somebody has something deep and interesting to comment upon it. And so every day...
Pro wrestling